What is up, y'all? It's your boy Aniki. Sorry for the delay. I woke up at like 3:30 this morning and then didn't fall back asleep until like 9. So it's kind of very much on the catch back up on a little bit of sleep mode. But we're here. Late, but we're here. Still a little tired, but that was almost the wrong Discord chat. Yes, we are here. All right. Don't worry about what I was doing at 3 a.m. They don't need to know. MK the baby. They don't need to know what was going on. They just need to know my wife went back to sleep, but I didn't. So, hey, all right. Eat my sandwich. Sandwich is dead. Getting straight to the chapter. Made y'all wait up 14 days because the whole magazine's on break. Let's get it poppin' shot. Buddy bumping into you dudes here. We got Hiroshima, and then Shoji responds with right back at you. And that bum Coda, still trying to look hard, came in and said the police asked for anyone who could still fight. And Mina's like, we heard Aizawa Sensei managed to win over Kurogiri. And just silence from Aoyama. Invisible Girl. I think she's wearing Aoyama's jacket currently. When we saw our pal keeping up the good fight, Kaminari says, how could we possibly not take action for Momo? Whatever it takes, as long as I'm still conscious, comes from the mouths of Sue. Already came this far for the victory. And yep, looks like there's still a bit of. I can't tell if that's just supposed to be like her hair being messy, but it might be a little bit of blood still running down from Jiro, which would make sense because she just lost her ear a little while ago. Mandetta says, imagine not taking a real stand here. Hold on, I gotta blow my nose, y'all. Why even dream of being a hero then? What would be the point? Okay, okay, we're cooking. We're cooking. We are here. And we got My Hero Academia chapter 421. We are here. You got Sero, Tailman, Coda. Let's see who else. Aizawa, of course. Subida, Death Arms, Gang, Orca making it to the final shot. Let's see. Cammy, Meat Boy. Looks like Kendo is arriving. Pody is arriving. I think that's Gentle. Okay, hold on. Let me see who else. Let me see who else I can spot out. Cementos. Um, 13 is here. Shishino. I don't know if y'all know this, but I got that Shishino Funko Pop somewhere over here. So it's up there next to Shanks. Let's see. What else we got? Oh, Automatopia Boy. Uh, oh, Gang Orca's little putties with the gats. Let's see who else we got here. Let's see, we're cooking. The girl with the scarf that I think was there on the night when the Hosu City incident. Kurohiro. Dude with a candle for a head. I know him, but I can't remember where I've seen him. Oh, Beast is here. Or Gavo. Sorry, that's his hero name is Gavo. Uh, I can't remember who the girl with all the hair is, though. Looks like that might be a member of the Pussycats coming. All right. I don't think anybody actually wanted me to get that detail on the spread, but I was actually curious to see how much was in here. Uh, oh, I've only been live for like 5 minutes. Don't worry, KJ. Yeah, allergies whooping my ass this year. It's crazy. But yeah. All right, so we got a good chunk of people. An array of dull ashen flesh. As an integrated part of Tomura, I should have shattered to pieces along with him. However, when I heard the sound of Yoichi breaking into nothing, all color faded from my world. My obsession gone, only a gaping hole of loss remained, a chasm no attack could strike, which allowed me to evade the death blow. Izuku Midoriya. I now realize that tragedy engenders true strength. Don't you agree? And here's the kaijuification. Isero said, yeah, I don't know. Sorry, more specifically, yeah, I don't know. Unlike some of you, my life wasn't full of wild highs and tragic lows. All I had pushing me forward was like not wanting to fall behind on the next practical exam or whatever. And it's been rough sometimes for him. The guy used to look all zonked out and empty. Anyone would be better off not going through all that miserable crap. Whoa. Okay. Okay. So we got a Todoroki surprise because I was like focusing in on what um wow, tape arms to say. But we got the double flash fire fist coming in. Get over to recovery girl quick. Gotta zoom in. She's been tending to the injured all day. Healing anyone else might be beyond her at this point. Don't stick around here. Mom and Fuyumi have had enough heat for one day. Get going. Assuming you got any strength left at all. I mean, right? Those thoughts crossed my mind when I heard that you had beat Dabi. And then we see President Mike, thanks, bud. All bodies are assembled. Today marks a turning point, folks. One last big job. Beholding a legion of wounded, desperate heroes, I feel nothing, only forlorn. You cut-rate heroes, mere afterthoughts compared to All Might. And we see the black hole getting pulled out with Gang Orca pulling in with the sound attack. Dust to sweep away. Divert his attack. Oh, Bird is still alive, which we figured. She was one of the people who looked like she was surviving at the fight in Kamino. So, all right. Too fast. Dealing with just one of these moves takes dozens of us. We ain't fighting on even terms. Don't let him split us up. Fight back as a cohesive unit. I have to join them. Ugh, my body. You only made it out a few minutes ago, and up until you lost your arms, you were fighting nonstop. Those injuries haven't gone away. The damage from that brutal, drawn-out battle. I gave up one for all. Uh-oh. As I will look shocked. It's gone? The quirks from each wielder. Yet, I might not have had it for long, but it's taken root in my quirkless self. So just like it was for All Might, the ember is still in me. As long as I've got that ember, awful one's got me to deal with. Midoriya. Medicine, bandages here. Can't have you getting cold. Courtesy. All courtesy of the refugees. The men's non-no brand Series 5 one-size t-shirt. Izuku, my boy. Izuku. Never change. Don't change that about yourself. Let us run. We have need of your strength just as you need ours. Take my hand, Aoyama. You can do it. We all fight at your side. Let's go, Midoriya. Deku. Okay. Then we got Aries screaming. We got the people at home. We got Shark Boy. Can't you see, Coon? Gran Torino still posted up in the hospital bed. Oh man, I'm gonna have to go get some more tissue. Uh, and we get the final shot of Deku in his All Might shirt running forward with his own hero pants on. I'm gonna send out the link and then I'm gonna go blow my nose and I'm gonna come back. Hopefully there's people in here while I do that because I gotta get this taken care of. I'm about to be leaking everywhere. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Where is my? Nope, nope, that's a link. Never mind. You see, will be. Oh, there we go. Copy info, please. Let me get the bishops in here, and we'll see what happens. But I will come back and talk about this chapter. Just give me a moment to handle my allergy drink self.
Hello there. Oh my God. Type anything in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. How's everyone? Yo, yo, MK, Jalen, I smoked that fire, Tiger Blaster, Zero, KJ, Jack, Joseph, and Nathan, and more. How are you feeling about the chapter? I guess, because I'm taking over the stream, I might as well, you know, stall. It's a very, very jam-packed chapter. Very good one, but we got a lot of reveals. And I know one of them is taking the MHA community by storm. Oh, I got you. There we go. I feel you. I smoked that fire. We could break down each panel in case you want to like get a good explanation about what's happening. I feel like we can do that. Wait, MK, you color? I didn't know that. It really was genius. I posted like a little tweet on the timeline about how like it's so like visually striking seeing Deku his like upper half with the All Might t-shirt and the bottom half is his hero costume. It's like perfectly defining who Deku is as a person. Not only that, just the the wounds on his arms, the bandages, like this is Deku to a T.
Shirt.
Hello.
Thomas did ask, why the fuck were you doing an ASMR segment, bro?
because I was off handling my
Wait, am I
fucking
that quiet?
allergies.
No,
My,
He's just
you're
being
just
dramatic.
talking while you're in ASMR mode, bro.
I didn't even notice. My bad.
So I do want to ask a question. Do you guys think that Deku is truly going to be stuck with just an ember?
So if you look at like the final page, it does give off those vibes, but like I don't think so. There's a lot that you can do. You can either pull a Heroes Rising, where One for All goes back to Deku with some kind of like miracle.
Yeah.
You could have the embers of One for All kind of like bloom into a massive fire. Because I was thinking about like, oh, like a lot of the like metaphor for One for All is fire. It's the passing of the Olympic torch. It's All Might huddling over a fire, trying to keep it like contained and not to blow it out. And I don't know if it's possible, but I feel like because I'm pretty sure in chapter, what was it, chapter five? Um, All Might says something along the lines of the new torch burns weakly at first, but becoming tests and trials will fan it. So I feel like obviously that is indicative of that is like pointing towards Deku's journey from the beginning. But I feel like that could play a part. Because I don't think Deku's gonna end the series quirkless. I just don't know how he's gonna get One for All back.
Yeah.
Unless it's like Tenko like interferes and he kind of because Yoichi said about Alphorn, right, that like it could have been the perfect quirk for kind-hearted people.
Yeah.
So
For
it'd be cool to
me,
see Tenko breaking that cycle.
I'm kind of leaning he might stay quirkless, and if he doesn't, it has to be the Heroes Rising ending for me. Personally, I just don't like the idea of Tenko or Shigaraki giving any quirks back to Deku. To me, even if it makes sense to other people,
Hmm.
for me mentally, I can't comprehend that for myself. So for me, I don't want that because I can't see it happening.
Hmm.
But I can't deny that possibility. But for me, if Deku has to get his power back, it has to be the Hero Rising thing. But otherwise, for me right now, I'm leaning towards quirklessness just because, like I said, I don't see the Shigaraki thing, and I don't think, unless Hori is talking about he changed a different ending, but I think since he said he changed the ending, maybe he's changed the quirk coming back type stuff. So that kind of leans me a little bit loosely, off the
Hmm.
maybe no more quirk.
Yeah. I mean, Deku is technically fighting Quirk this year, so we get his Quirkless Deku hero moment.
Hmm.
Yeah.
With
But
him and
the
the Embers.
embers should last at least a little while. Like it should be over
Hmm.
after today, even if he was at peace with making a final smash
Hmm.
during Heroes Rising.
Because like what I was thinking of is like we didn't really get a clear like answer for this, but is it more so All Might had it for 40 years, so the amount of embers he had was much larger. So Deku having it for over a year would be lesser. I feel like the embers, if we go the route of Deku ends the series quirkless, he would use the embers up in this final battle. Is that the case? I'm pretty sure that's
Yeah, that because like that's what it seemed like in Heroes Rising that like, oh, Deku didn't have it a long time, so he used up all of One
Mhm.
for All in that final battle. But
Used all the juice.
I feel like with the level of maturation that he brought One for All to, and the fact that it's supposed to be that he completed it,
Hmm.
I would much prefer that while he's fighting, the embers become a flame again, like you were mentioning. And if we really want to cook, like make it extreme, make it so that he has the access to all the leftover quirks, but that he just doesn't have the mentors anymore.
Hmm.
I mean, the whole history should be there the real question is that like I know he said he gave one for all up, but if he feels like he could still use it, I wonder if he's rewound to the point before the last vestige left, because I think that it's interesting that we saw a vestige of Deku, even if it was
Hmm.
Shigaraki was talking to him. And from that perspective, that vestige, similar to how like All Might was just a piece of consciousness and like a different,
Yes.
that vestige would arguably, and I would say justifiably, be influenced by Deku's run and the quirks that Deku had, which was all of them. So I think it still works if he is effective, because since he's rewound to before he lost his arms. In my mind, the you could place that moment as right at him being rewound to when Lana reached out to
Hmm.
Kotaro,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which would still put him as, in theory, having access to his own vestige.
Yes.
So why not give him all of his words back?
Hmm.
Which I know some people are like, well, but like, bro, give Deku a miracle. Let Deku have a fucking miracle.
Them still have his dream. What do you think, Joseph? I know that you're in the call.
Yeah, hi.
Hi,
No,
hi.
it's just this a lot to this there's a lot to this chapter, and it's just very I a lot to take in and think about. I know personally I would find Deku ended up quirkless a little unsatisfying. Again, depending on how it's done. Like I've said this before, where like this something that I wasn't really wanting to happen, but the way Horikoshi did it kind of made me sort of like it. But I would rather he not end up quirkless, but
Mhm.
we'll see. Yeah, I mean, we'll see
Mhm.
how it goes and everything.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. But yeah, like so like this was really the end game moment, huh? Like, especially that sh shot from behind Shigaraki. Well, I guess it's all for one now, I guess. But and you just see all those portals.
Hmm. No, when you see him like staring forward and you see all the
Yeah.
board people dropping from the sky.
Yeah.
Hey man, I need fucking Death Arms to explain to me why he thought it was the best idea to run up against All for One of all people when his quirk is literally just strong.
Hey, listen, there's a lot of people on that battlefield who isn't strong.
Yeah, like Sato. Sato shouldn't even be here, but he's here.
Hey, man, he
Ojiro,
boosted up,
throw
I
him
guess.
in the trash. He should still be fighting Dashley.
I saw what you said, Joseph, about Astro, and I was looking for Astro. I was like, where is he? Like, is he in the back? Like, um,
I just think it'd be neat if he was there. Just
did you also notice that 13 was riding on the back of Shishido?
I did not know.
I thought that was
I
Hound Dog.
Hound Dog or Shishido? I get those names confused.
Yeah, that is Hound Dog.
Okay, Hound Dog, that's it.
You think he'd actually use Shishido Thomas? He's a cameo character.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Unfortunately, it'd be the same for Koichi if he showed up.
Man, if Kaiser said that if Koichi ever does show up, it's literally going to be at the end, showing like
Hmm.
America rebuilding or something for like a few
Maybe.
panels.
Or just him in the background. You see the back of his like hood.
So what's funny is this week's fake leak was from Andrew was
Hmm.
literally Koichi showing up.
oh, was it
Oh,
really?
I saw that one. It was fire. Because there was Aizawa in front of him.
Yeah, like because that man drops a fake leak every week. So
Does it for
He
every
almost
series too, man. At that point, he needs to drop his own manga.
I used to only see him for JJK, but then all of a sudden I started seeing him for like everything. So yeah.
Hmm.
Bro, he was
Yeah.
doing it for My Hero for a long time. They started sending that in the crackhead every time
Yeah.
Wednesday, man. I was getting annoyed.
I remember I saw Mello get like caught by it. You just gotta look at the names.
I did like on his fake JJK leak, the domain expansion that he came up with for Yuji.
Is that the boxing ring one?
No, oh well, there was that one. There was also Benevolent Shrine, which no, I kind of dig the name.
Mm-hmm. Let me see.
I don't think that is the first time. I'm pretty sure I smoked that. We've seen it in this war before, I think.
No, we've definitely back in Deku Black. Didn't we see her?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, because
yeah.
there's a volume extra to show it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it was during the whatever time that was.
Yeah. I forgot that one. Oh my God. Let me see.
This is
Yeah.
one of those chapters that's just kind of hard to talk about because it's like a setup chapter.
Yeah, like it's getting ready for the final battle to begin, and
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, the fact that Shoto pulled up though makes me feel like
Yeah,
we
everyone's
can
pulling up.
have, yeah, like some other people show up because it's like it would be weird to me to let Shoto be here and then not let other
Bakugo
Uraraka.
or
like
Raka.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like Uraraka or Bakugo who are even closer or as important, I would say, to Deku.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So at that point,
I mean, Endeavor's
I'm waiting
literally like
for
cooked.
yeah, like I was like I was comfortable with like, and I get why, like at least with Shoto, he gets to be here, right? Because he's just like an important character. And if we're honest, yes, he like showed up, hit the great glacial Aegis or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm honest, he's had arguably more downtime than like most of the characters to somewhat recuperate, whereas
Yes.
Engie had his face burned off. So like Shoto getting to get to this battlefield to do something I'm okay with, but I feel like that was supposed to be the
Mm-hmm.
last delivery, unfortunately. Uh, but we'll see. Like we'll see if anybody else gets to show up. Um,
I don't think Ida's there either.
No, it was
No,
not there.
no,
sadly. Ida
Ida
is
has
Hogue
no
yes
engines.
again.
Ida melted his engines off, so I don't know what we
Mm-hmm.
would do with him
Oh,
there.
right.
It's okay.
Or
He'll
he,
regrow them just in
yeah, he
time.
melted his exhaust ports off, I should say. Sorry.
He has a few in the back. He just pulls out
Yeah,
that
yeah.
one. Those ones,
He'll
yeah.
regrow them, man. You
Mhm.
missed the bottom two.
Um, I'm just trying to think of like, because obviously, like, now that we've seen Shelter and Endeavor, like, definitely clear, like you said, that Bakugo could come back, but I feel like that'd be kind of a bit too much considering Bakugo should be having heart surgery.
I
I
mean,
feel like
And he
from
also said, I won't get in your way
I
again.
kind of
Obviously,
thought
that's
Bakugo
in
coming
terms
back the
of
first time was
his
kind of
treatment.
ridiculous, but hey, man, he's fine. He's ready for round
Mhm.
three.
I was never team Bakugo actually being dead, so I was like, all right, I'll accept it for now because
Mhm.
I don't want to argue with the fucking material in front of me, but I wasn't
Yeah.
for it.
Well, for me,
Basically.
it was
Although,
like even if he wasn't dead, like I was always like, team, if he's not dead, he shouldn't get up and fight immediately.
ready for him to cook because I was like, this isn't a satisfying conclusion to his character arc. So,
I agree.
some people were like, that would be tragic. Like, no, you go death tragic, like satisfying character arc conclusion. I'm like, your
Hey,
interpretation
man,
of
we're death
tragedy is
merchants, man.
very low.
Oh no, speaking of Bakugo, with the latest Memories episode, they added a little thing that I guess has been making some waves on Twitter.
Hmm.
With Bakugo and Deku sparring
Mm,
and Black Whip sort of triggering a PTSD flashback
yes.
for him, which it's something that people say that they wanted more of, and then when they get it, they start complaining about it. So,
I loved it. I loved also the ending of season 6 as well. When he wakes up from the
oh
nightmare.
yes.
Great additions. And those are moments I've wanted in the manga and I am happy that I got it in the anime. But I don't know why people would be complaining. I guess it's the sentiment of
complaining
this
about
should have been
what?
in the manga.
Look,
Sorry, I
people are
spaced
always
out.
gonna find a reason to complain with this series. I've
Mhm.
accepted it.
Yep.
Like hands down, the whiteiest fandom currently, as far as every like fucking Ethan posted today. I'm set for season 7, and it was a screenshot of like sky, blue sky, like all
Oh
Yep.
my
blue.
God, yeah.
So yeah, because that's what you have to do if you want to like watch the series and not be annoyed every
Mhm.
other day based on a post with it, which means you basically don't need to enjoy
Mhm.
any aspect of fandom anymore because the whiniest dialogue is pushed to the top always.
I also find it funnier that like the blue sky is now the new like Deku's a crybaby. Like
Yeah,
it's the new like, oh, it's not a buzzword, but it's the
Hey,
new
man.
buzz
Thomas, you're
term,
winning
I
with that
guess.
one. The agenda was turned.
I get it. You know
honestly,
what? I win. They finally are shutting up. Holy shit.
honestly, take me back. Take me
Take
back to
us
Deku
back to
was a
that.
crybaby. I'd rather hear that.
Hey, I don't
I'd
want
rather
that.
I'd
No.
rather hear Deku's a crybaby because
You want me to
they
suffer again?
overvalued the first like 30 chapters,
Hmm.
and I'd rather hear that because at least yeah, sure he was like visually crying than where blue sky where blue
Hmm.
sky. They're gonna be fighting at 9 a.m. just like they were in the manga. Cry more, bitch. Cry more.
And I don't remember who said it, but I saw a tweet saying that it was smart for Ayama to be the one to grab Izuku's hand because
Yeah.
if it was anyone else, it would have started another week of
I
shipping
saw that
discourse.
too. I saw that tweet. I was like, that's so true. Um,
What? You're not Deku shippers? It's obviously canon. That's why they held
oh,
hands.
absolutely.
Hey, man.
In real like
I do like
real
the
talk.
relationship though.
Yeah,
It's a nice friendship. I really enjoy
same.
it.
I've enjoyed watching our journey as friends.
Hey, man.
Um,
I'm with the Baku Dekus, man. They are fucking chill as fuck, man. If the
uh,
Baku Dekus
Yeah,
win, I win. So I am against
bro
all of
said
y'all.
bro said they're chill as fuck. Like that's how I know he's just trolling.
Nah, man. The ones I interact on Twitter with, like 3 years
No,
ago, were
shippers are not chill,
were
bro.
chill as fuck.
That's
Anybody who's like primary role within the fandom is shipping, not chill. Not chill. Like they just aren't. They just do not chill.
Hey,
They
man.
are. eh, I
They
don't know
they were all
why.
gassing each other up. It was fun. I got to watch that little like community.
I don't know why it is, but if your main interaction with the material is shipping, you are not going to be chill. You're going to be very stressful to have with the fandom, and you're going to freak out as much as possible.
yeah, no,
Why are you feeling sad for AFO? Because AFO is a character that, while you don't like him and you have no reason to root for him, the fact that you see a person who seems to only care, actually, like actively care about one single person, and then lose that bond and basically say, damn, my brother dying made me so fucking sad that my depression kept me alive is a pretty good, like, it's a pretty sad concept to like think about. Like being rattled to your core in such a way that you avoid death through nihilism. But
man,
that's also a very hollow way to live.
man, literally too sad to die.
mhm.
So it's like, yeah, too sad to die instead of the too angry to die meme. So it's a, but at the same time, because of how the vestige talks, and Volk and I like messaged each other just a little bit about this because I still feel like the vestige is a separate entity
Hmm.
that has just been influenced by the personality of the human that AFO was, more than I feel like the vestige is actually like a one-to-one copy of that personality. I think that the quirk itself still has some attachment to those feelings or whatever, just because that's the bit that was infused with it. but I think that it's hard for the quirk to be satisfied or motivated or about any of that stuff already. Which, when you think about it, that was the thing that humanized them the most. When you look at the forms we're getting, the I call it the kaijuification, but even when All for One was using stuff like Rivet Stab and all this other stuff, he was very like pro utilizing his human body still. Whereas this version does not seem to care what he looks like, does not care uh, to not immediately monsterize himself because we've seen him face down large crowds of people and still be like, yeah, I'm largely humanoid. Like even when he was pulling out the thing that was like chasing Endeavor, like ripping, like he would make like a single finger into the monster. He would, do a lot of extra stuff to not be as monstrous as he looks. It would be like temporary, whereas this looks like he's just like, yeah, this is how the form of fighting it. So I feel like this all for one message is also just less attached to how he looks, or like that identity. It's more like the influence of what's been inside of him is what even leads him towards identifying with some of those feelings. Even that like tragedy engenders true strength. Don't you agree? Like even this whole rant is just like, well, I lost it, so I'm gonna be even stronger now because I have even less reason to care. I'm apathetic. This sucks. I'm bored. I want to go home. I want to rule the world because I got nothing better to do. Uh, and what is ruling the world to All for One, especially to All for One and Quirk, if we treat it as a separate entity, and just really being able to just free farm quirks whenever they want them, or if wants it, depending on how you want to look at it. So I don't know, but I do agree that this is more of a setup chapter than anything else. It's like a
Yeah.
transition into the final phase of the battle against All for One, where everybody's going to try to step up, which also it kind of sucks because on no level should All Might be able to see anything going on. So all this is happening way off screen from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I do think it would have been kind of nice for him to get to see it and appreciate that the final user of One for All is going into battle. And unlike the mistakes he made, he's going in with people at his side.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I really like. Is like he's inheriting the legacy of All Might, sure, but what's moving like he's moving forward on his own, moving forward in his own way. So like what's
Mm-hmm.
moving forward his legs, and his own path, his own decisions. But what's he doing it for? Partially the legacy of All Might, and we see the lightning going. I'm gonna be curious to see how hard Deku could go because once the sparks start flying, I don't give a fuck about an injury that Deku had. This man is gonna give us something. He's gonna cook.
Yeah. I do think that, like you mentioned with All Might, he will arrive because like
Why?
Deku did his I am here moment for Tenko, and we had our we are here moment. But I feel like Deku's promise to All Might that you need to be there to see me say I am here, to be the greatest hero. I think that needs to be fulfilled.
I took that more as be alive to see it. Like
Mhm.
he
That's
can
what I
watch it
mean.
on
Like,
TV.
yeah, but I don't want him to be far away, like Anaki said, where the only connection that he has is through like feeling.
Yeah, but then it comes down to like why you have to justify why All Might's even near, why he's watching type stuff. I don't think it's needed.
I just want to call pause on the play, flag on the play. I smoked that
Hmm?
fire,
Oh.
flag on the play. I smoked that fire
It's like
stated. I just
Hiroshima.
need to know if Hiroshima is going to get hard.
Oh,
I'm going to have to call a flag on the play. Verbiage change. Back 10 yards.
whoa.
Adjust. Verbiage. Move forward.
We do not
Uh,
condone that type of language in the church.
Thomas does, he's lying.
hey, look. There's certain types of slander we won't let you dump on Thomas.
Yay. Finally,
Will
a
we ever see the
revolution.
vestige of stockpile? So I don't think we'll ever see the vestige of stockpile, only because it was molded. It's almost like that looks like it was cannibalized by the
The power
half
Quirk
quirk
transfer.
that
transfer.
Yeah.
Yoichi had.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the other ones afterwards, it was like a Katamari ball. Like, we love Katamari.
Mm.
This was that one was just like, oh, cool, something that I could actually give with my giving power. No,
Mm-hmm.
just ate them. Like, yo, we're each other now, bro. You are what you eat. Oh man, it popped really played Chase twice in this series. Sorry, I've got the 2016 Cloud9 versus Samsung Galaxy series playing over on the TV,
You're
the
fine.
other side of the room. And I was like, man, he played that champ twice. I bet he got bodied both times. That's tragic. Uh, but yeah. So if AFO and OFA that means all previous suspensions should be gone too, which could be the gift Deku's given at the end. I I do think that with the fact that he like launched pieces of One for All into All for One, and we saw the way that Hawks was able to lead that internal rebellion, and we've seen which we've seen multiple times now. It's like quirks in the Mesosphere kind of get more active. Ultimately, how hard he knocked and that bit of consciousness that he would have sent in, because he sent the All Might message too, technically. It would not be crazy to me if in the course of the battle, because those embers wouldn't just be inside Deku. Technically, those like little shards, embers, whatever you want to call them, should still be inside that soul. So like as they're fighting, you could argue that the fire could be rekindled within both. And the messages being rekindled within All for One is far more detrimental for him, because they're going to be like kindling and kind of reactivating, in my opinion, the minds of the quirks that All for One has taken, and that kind of creates a scenario where they can become more active, they can rebel, they can slow down All for One. And if they're going to be that connected as All for One is destroyed, you possibly can have a similar situation, or as you know, All for One takes damage somewhere, just like how when Yoichi got splattered, I almost said baby batter splattered, but that's not what happened. Got splattered. He was able to still pass on the quirk. That damage that All for One takes from Deku and the blood splattering could lead to those messages willing themselves back to him too. So, I mean, it does from the standpoint of, we know that because one for all is special, but two, um, because the vestige realm was active in both the copy of All for One and the real All for One, the fact that there are embers might lead to a stronger resonance, at least temporarily, between One for All and All for One's host, which could lead to a further connection. Because like the vestige place, ultimately, like the vestige realm doesn't actually care where those things are. You know, it's like a realm. It's a psychic plane, more or less. Being in one spot is being everywhere. I know it was only for a split second and this is a fever dream, but I would love to see Star Spirit Vestige one last time. I mean, if the embers really start cooking, who knows? Maybe they like help her wake up for a little bit, and in that small window of time, she creates a rule that does something and shakes the board harder. I don't know. I think it's possible. I don't know if it's ideal, but I think it's possible, and I think that the embers are going to be what decides how this goes. How active he wants to make them, and how much these psychic fires want to warp things up, so to speak, is what we have to figure out. Would you guys have liked it if we got white-haired Deku?
I don't see
I
the
mean,
point of it.
yeah, there's not a real point now. Oh, I like the Aerie having white hair because of the whole white hair. She's got red eyes, and it seemed like she was supposed to be like the next step with how crazy and powerful her quirk is. But with Deku, him getting white hair doesn't do a whole lot outside of being like one for like if you could argue it would have been a nice little one for all is complete moment, or if it was something like every time he went 100% he got white hair, I kind of maybe would have liked it just because I grew up on DBZ at the end of the day, so the Super Saiyan transformation is always going to be nice to me. But
Hey, at least we got Super Saiyan Cyan or teal.
What?
His hair glows teal. So that's
yeah,
at least the closest we'll ever get
Oh,
to white.
the Sakuga shit. Yeah.
Hmm.
which I mean, hey, I'll take that. It's, it's enjoyable. It's a nice little detail.
I also just personally can't see a white hair Deku. I don't know. Maybe it's just because Green's been here for so long, but
It's because
I don't
green
think
is
it.
so core to his theming.
Hmm.
Yeah,
It's his main
white
color
wouldn't
scheme
fit to
theme.
me.
Like, so yeah, it would be a little weird.
Yeah, like Volk said, contrast.
Yeah, having that contrast white is nice too. So
Yeah, I mean, I listen, man. When I design my shit, I don't even think about contrast. I just pick whatever color looks sexy, and that's what I roll with when designing my
And it's
shit.
effective.
calm
That's
down,
all.
Stellar Blade.
Hey, man, I know you pre-purchased that shit when it was announced, man.
Making it sound like I even have a PS5. I
You do.
play if I play video games, I'm playing on cold hard American plastic. You got me an Xbox One and a laptop.
Cameron, I've been looking at the panel where you get to see like the robots behind Natsuo, and I've been trying to see Davi. I haven't seen him at all. And I don't know why Hori hasn't shown. I guess it's kind of the same with Toga.
Because you leave it for the end, man.
Yeah, with patience, I guess. But I want to see them. I want to see what their states are.
I don't give a fuck. They can stay dead all they want. Let this imagination happen.
For real.
But we've been through worse, man. We've been through 13 chapters of Shigaraki just stalling in the fucking UA building. We can go through more for
Hmm.
Dobby status. So it hits more if like Dobby is at the hospital and we don't get any updates about him.
Hmm. I agree.
Goddamn fucking train's almost coming at this time, man.
All right. So, could someone who is more familiar with Naruto explain Kim and Bailey's comment of about an Orochimaru ending?
Oh, because Orochimaru is a villain and he got off easy. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Oh,
Um,
man got off crazy easy.
Oh, okay,
no,
yeah.
he got a whole ass job, right?
Yeah, I remember this from Ocean's video about his cut now. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, committed numerous war crime. Okay, yeah. So as I understand it, he got an invite to Naruto's wedding.
Hell yeah, man. I'd invite my villains.
Keep him away
Yeah.
from the children.
If I was usually I'd invite Mahito, man. That should be lit.
This man said if I were Yuji, I'd invite Mahito.
Yeah, man.
Coyote,
Yeah, man.
do you not like having good things in your life? Oh,
Oh,
Is
so the perfect ending for JJK
well,
is like,
you can down for Genie and the rest of the
you
week.
know who comes back, and then they have a wedding, and then Mahito is invited as the best, like as the groom, not the groom, the best man.
Yeah. Oh, the groom works too, man. Yuji Mahito.
No, no.
He did try to kiss him, man.
Ninja World is different. I guess so. That's still insane. So like is Cameron, are you like worried that like Shigaraki lives and he goes to like Deku's wedding? Is that what you were talking about?
I'd let Shigaraki at my wedding.
Okay, so because all right, look, little baby, you got to get your diaper changed. We can't hang out right now. I'm sorry. Mommy's coming to change your diaper. I'm not saving you from the diaper change. Would you? No, look.
I'm not gonna be. Nah, different
If,
night.
Look.
if anyone's forgiven, forgive Dobby. He's literally burnt
Look.
to nothingness, man.
This girl came over here after crawled away from her mom and was walking along, like holding my leg, looking back
No.
at it, trying to escape. It's a diaper change. You need someone to stop it.
No. Definitely Ida. I to answer like what you said, Cameron, um, that the league may be forgiven and get off easy. I don't think so. Because we've built up how do I say it? We see it with overhaul, especially Deku hates him, doesn't care about his redemption. Deku doesn't necessarily want Shigaraki to redeem himself because there's no redeeming his acts. It's the act of saving that Deku wanted. I feel like it'd be a big stretch from Deku's characterization, Uraraka's characterization,
To counter you,
so on and so
Thomas,
forth.
you can't save someone unless they don't get to walk free.
Oh, is that how it works?
Listen, Thomas, if I save you and you get a life sentence, I did not save you, man. I just delayed the inevitable.
I guess so. But I feel like it's a big stretch, like going from what we've seen in this arc, in the past arcs, to now. Well,
Is-
we gonna have like Shigaraki walking the streets as a like
Hold
a
up.
busboy.
Hey, man, I see it, man. Like I said, I don't see
No,
like
you're
the
gonna have
whole
Shigaraki having his own orphanage, just like Kabuto did at the end of
yeah,
Naruto.
yeah.
I guess so.
Hey, man,
Perfect
I am
job.
all down for the league walking free, man. Dobby, let him walk free. 30 people dead, nothing to me. But at the same time, he's already got his punishment, man. What's he gonna do? He's burnt up to
Oh,
crisp. He's a
and I was gonna make
skeleton.
a comment on your JJK comment, Cameron Bailey. So slight spoiler. Here, let me turn my camera on real quick. Camera's already on here. I'll turn it off. Here,
Yeah, it's off.
give me a sippy cup. Here's your drink, Genie. Bring a sippy cup.
Man, I'm about to be fighting for my life to
All
defend
right, so
JJK, man. I can already feel it.
look. If you don't want JJK spoilers, I'm gonna have my finger up like this, like the tribal chief. Acknowledge me, okay? Full tribal chief here.
I appreciate that
When I
reference.
put
Go
my
get
finger
it.
back up, that means I'm done talking about this specific set of spoilers, okay?
Go get
So,
some water.
so
Go get some
we
tea.
got finger up. Spoilers are on. So if you want to mute, go ahead and mute. Give me that shot. When I put my finger down, when I put it back up, spoiler talk is done. So, in regards to the whole JJK, UG, and Sakuna being related, my favorite detail about this is that if a pair of if a pair of twins gets married to another set of
Mhm.
twins and they have kids, genetically those kids will be flagged as siblings.
Mhm.
So when it comes to Sakuna and Yuji, because Yuji is supposed to be made by Sakuna's twin brother, reincarnated, blah blah blah, due to the nature of how souls work in JJK.
Mhm.
Because souls work in JJK, they are matched to the body. They are the same thing. That's why Mahito was able to constantly change the shape of his soul to change the shape of his body. It's supposed to be the same thing. That we could argue or propose that works onto a genetic level. And if it does work that way, since it kind of has to, if the shape of the soul influences the shape of the body, that would be all the way down to the DNA, obviously, then by default, Jin Itadori having the soul of Sukuna's twin means that he would have twin DNA, meaning he would be the same. So that's also technically Sukuna's technically Yuji's dad.
Mm-hmm.
That's Unk, man.
But we would obviously identify him as an uncle, but all the same.
I love
Does
Unk
that-
Sukuna. It elevated this JJK memes to a new level, man.
Wait, does this mean that like the reason why Sukuna is so harsh on Yuji is like, I'm just disappointed in you, son. I just gotta beat your ass.
Kinda. He's just not happy with and like the thing that makes it fascinating is I want to know when Sukuna figured it out. That's the thing that's really
Mhm.
interesting. Um,
Would it not be when like, when the finger got eaten by Yuji?
yeah,
Did he not
did
figure
he
out that?
know the whole time? Did he figure it out as Yuji consumed more fingers? Did Kinjaku give him the rundown after they like met in this time period? Like, when did he come into that information? That's what I want to know. It was like when that information actually became accessible to him. But
Mm-hmm.
because if he knew like the whole time, I feel like he could have used that shit to demoralize Yuji. Like, I know more about your parents than you do, nigga. Also, I want to know if what's his name? His grandpa knew what was going on because he was straight up like, "Don't you want to know about your parents?" And Yuji was basically like, "Nope." Which
Mhm.
obviously was where we are now. We know that was just like a no spoilers, haha, type of
You'll learn
interaction.
this 200 chapters later.
Yeah, like it's a very obviously just like a no spoilers type situation, but it's still wild that uh oh shit, that is crazy. I watched that live. Anyway, so yeah, but ultimately I still think that it would have been better. Well, I don't think it would have been better necessarily, but I just want more information on the thought process that would have had and not telling Yuji this or like why it wasn't seen as important. Like obviously
Mhm.
there's the whole dramatic reveal, but like I want an answer beyond just I wanted to have the dramatic reveal be now instead of earlier in the story. Like that's really what I'm saying here, I guess.
I don't know, because it comes down to where it's like I can see Sukuna using it as a trump card, but I also see it just as Sukuna just not giving a fuck that they're related, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, and I see that too, and that's why I'm just like, I still would have.
Yeah, because it's like it's just what you prefer in the end. Because like I agree, I prefer what you just said, but at the same time, I can just see as Sukuna say, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that like throws me
Mhm.
off because I'm like, if he knew the whole time, why did this never come up? Just because
Mhm.
I feel like it's within character for him to have said something about it, just because, or even like hinted at, like you don't like, just to fuck with Yuji, because even when he was inside of Yuji, he was a generational Yuji hater, right? Like I
Yeah.
don't think any of us disagree
Yeah.
with that. So it's like it just seemed like something that would have come up at some point. It just never did.
When
But I mean, it's fine.
We
It
got a
just
super
throws me
chat.
off.
I forget.
Yeah.
Was Sukuna able ever to see Yuji's memories? I forget if that was a thing.
I don't know if they emphasize that or not.
Because like
Oh.
if that's a thing, I could see maybe he saw like Yuji's dad,
Mhm.
and he's like, "Isn't that my fucking twin?"
Also, before we like move to super chat, which probably be when we address like, oh, spoilers gone. When
Yeah.
Sukuna like fed Megumi his finger or Yuji's finger or something like that.
Yeah.
And they swap souls, right?
Yep.
Sukuna mentions like, oh, you're from that era. Do you think that
Yeah.
was when Sukuna had a click?
It does kind of feel like that might have been it, but at the same time, even that is weird, right? Because he's applying it when he says that he applies that Yuji's from that era, and it's actually that Yuji's father is from that era. So
Yeah.
maybe it's also just an issue of like the idea shifting
Yeah.
over the course of the last like 30 chapters or so.
Mm-hmm. So it wasn't
It's like
set in
it's
stone.
Yeah, like the idea, which is funny because that makes the mistranslation that Yuji was the twin actually make more sense with what was written previously than what we have currently. But
Yeah.
whatever. Um, it's not something that people in the fandom are going to care about that much. I don't think it's worth, throwing a fit over. It is what it is,
Hey
Like,
man, it's just for fun memes, man. It was glorious seeing that shit week on the Fridays, everything, man. I'm just
all
glad
right,
my goat Eno was holding that shit down, man. Best
like
grade 1 apprentice in history.
when he beat Sakuda, I thought that was funny.
Bro,
Like just straight up beating him with a sword.
bro, he's got his ass whooped 3 times and is still getting up. It's fucking peak, man. All right. I think we're ready for the super chat or spoilers over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll spam it in the
Spoilers are
chat as well.
over. You don't need to worry about that. Spoilers are over.
All right, I'll spam spoilers over in chat so people.
All right.
Let's see. There we go.
So, Mr. Andrew came through with the super chat. Says, "I haven't read the chapters, but in your opinion, what's the percentage chance that we will get a finale of Shigu versus Deku, or will it maintain Deku and company versus AFO?" I think it's 50-50 right now because it depends on how powerful Deku is going to get to be at the end of the series. Like if
Yeah.
this fight is literally just going to be Deku slowly becoming weaker and weaker, all right, yeah, he's going to have to keep his allies. If he actually gets to like rekindle the flames of the embers and go hard, what you fussing? Hey, don't do that. Look here, little baby.
For me, it's kind of like 30-70 right now. Like for me, I just don't see the point of switching back to Shigaraki for another fight. I don't know.
I
It
think letting
it's
Shigaraki have, especially if we're going to say he's been stripped of so much agency throughout the entire story, I think giving him a moment to just have his own decisions completely and just like letting it be what he wants and going out on his own terms, etc. I think that's valuable for the character. Uh, so that's why I would see that, like, that's what I see as a reason to do it. But I know not everybody's going to agree with that, but I think letting Shigaraki having a final moment of agency is important. And
I
I
don't
would
know.
kind of rather
Yeah.
it be him getting to fight Deku than him giving Deku his quirks back or giving Deku a quirk or anything like that. Primarily because I would kind of like to see him get to stand 10 toes down with his people and go out his own way. I think him accepting the role that he's played in his life is kind of like it means it's like I feel like it's more of a redeeming decision for him to like fight and die to like submit Deku's legacy than it is at any point to like just give Deku his quirk back and not have that be something anyone can see.
Yeah. I can kind of agree with that. Just for me, it's just I don't know. Maybe it's repetitive is not the right word to describe, but I don't know. It's like constantly going, especially near the end, constantly going back and forth between All for One Shigaraki, All for One again. I don't know. It, especially since we're so close and Deku's very weakened and everyone is wounded. And switching back to Shigaraki and then giving him a very little runtime for a fight wouldn't feel right for me. But at the same time, I wouldn't be mad if Shigaraki gets a one final moment. I just wish that the All for One thing didn't happen if that was the case.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. I mean, if Shiggy throws his body into Mount Fuji, I guess I'd be okay with that too. Him choosing his own like feudal pyre.
I'm still on board with the idea that Shigaraki holds off All for One while he's trying to take control, and that's when Deku kills him type shit. Where it's like, I'm not gonna be controlled, but I can't take over my body again. So I'd rather just die or something. I don't know.
him choosing to die because the awful one can't be deleted either is acceptable. Like,
Mhm.
nope, I'm not gonna play hot potato with my own body for the rest of my existence. So fuck it. We'll just die. We'll both die right here, buddy.
Yeah,
Genie, genie,
that's
meenie.
where it's ending for me.
Because I've seen because I want to comment on this, right? Like the whole um All for One taking over Shiggy's body.
Mhm.
And then the whole reveal of Decay and Overhaul, it's absolutely justified for people to feel frustrated because it feels like we're rehashing a prior conflict. Because like it makes sense that All for One has a trump card, but I don't think that trump card needed another body takeover. I feel like we could have handled this like a different way. Um, and maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there is a good reason that Hori is there's a good reason Hori wants to go down this route where Shigaraki got swallowed up and then we have to wait another while to see him come back. Because I do agree, it does feel repetitive. Um, and I get why I get people hating the whole let Hori cook, but that's what I'm gonna do. Um, I just hope it would be a worthwhile waste because we've already gone so long without Shiggy, and the closest we got was Melvin.
Yeah, but the let Hori cook thing is like I think that's just anything for any manga. You in general, if you're reading weekly or monthly, you just gotta know like you just gotta judge it like arc by arc or
Yeah.
something. Because a
And,
lot of people hated a lot of Dragon Ball Super's Mora and Granola arc. Said it was dog doogie bad every week or every month they were saying that. But
Yeah.
once it ended, they were saying, "Oh my god, best arcs in Super, peak, best villains. Get this
Mhm.
animated now." All it comes down to is just get the arc done before you
yeah,
really judge too
I,
harshly.
I really don't like how reactionary discourse is on. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I absolutely agree. Like that's why I wait a long time and I gather my thoughts and it's always great to like revisit how you feel about something and go, oh, maybe I was wrong for judging it too soon, or maybe I
Yeah.
was right for judging it too soon. Which is why I think Bo approaches work because like it's a weekly manga. You're
Yeah.
allowed to critique it, but you should also keep in mind that things change, that storylines are constantly evolving, constantly moving. The gears are still turning.
Which
Yeah.
stands
And
to
it
say,
also
I think
comes
anything in
down.
the realm of this has been forgotten, this has not been
Mhm.
touched on, blah blah blah. That
Silly.
yeah, you just don't get to do that weekly. Like week to
Mhm.
week, that you just cannot do that.
Yeah.
And especially depending on if you don't feel like, or if you're not worried that this is the last arc of something, like and this isn't even like this is at this point, this is just a general only take, not a like a focused one, but like if you don't, unless it's like the final arc, you should not be vocalizing somebody forgot something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
every the trainer has been forgotten discourse. It was like we're not in the final arc of the series.
Mhm.
Jump hasn't announced that. There's no reason to believe that. You're just objectively just making shit up.
Also, it comes down to the fact that, like, just like us, Hori is writing the story as he goes along. He has ideas of where he wants
Yeah.
to put stuff, but obviously there's editorial decisions, and sometimes he doesn't get his way. Maybe he wanted to put a certain detail that you said that he forgot, but he wanted to put that 10 chapters down the line.
It
Like,
also comes down to
you can't pull that
yeah.
card because it always proves you wrong. Maybe for a
Yeah.
few series, but overall, that's not the case.
It also comes down to like ideas of when something is gonna happen is always you because I write a lot of my own series in the background and it's like I in my head I'm like, oh, this is gonna be somewhere near the early midpoint, this is gonna be near the end, yada yada yada. But as you're writing something, you get new ideas of, oh, this would be a cool arc between this would be cool moments, and you
Yep.
keep expanding upon it. Where something that may have appeared so early or may have happened gets pushed back down the line because you're so interested in adding this new cool stuff that you wanted to add that the trader stuff, if it was meant to happen earlier, well, Hori had some cool stuff he wanted to add between that.
Mhm.
And that's another thing as, you know, a writer and a mangaka is sometimes you just got cool stuff you want to do in the moment.
Yeah.
And sometimes just ideas change 2 years down the line. Like you might not feel the same way about how you want to do a certain aspect until you're closing near it.
Mhm.
Or in general, just thinking about it 2 years down the line.
I also think that like, because obviously Hori has fears of this manga somehow getting cancelled, even if we're in the final stretch. He probably still feels this way. We see it through his interviews. But I also think that he has so much joy writing the series that like, so be it if like certain plot points are pushed forward.
Yeah.
Like we'll get it eventually.
And
Like,
sometimes, like, you just change some stuff if you think you have a better idea for it. Endeavor was
Mhm.
supposed to die in PLF. I think what we got with Endeavor right now, peak anything with Endeavor right now, peak. I think it was a good idea, man. So sometimes you just change something and make it better.
exactly. People that already convince themselves not to like something before it even happens or ends just can't be reasoned right. That's true.
Yeah,
you just gotta filter them out
yes,
and just ignore them.
that's another thing. Sometimes like people put the idea of what they want too far out there that they don't like any other option that comes out when presented to them. Like, for example, I was like, if I'll say something. I was saying the twice thing. I was before we even got the reveal of how it was defeated. I was like, there's no way they're gonna do it. Twice is infinite. Yada yada. But I never thought of the idea that oh yeah, every clone is on a timer. They're just gonna run out when Toga's out of energy with it. So I never thought of that. It was clever. Like some things you just don't think of, and you just got to be accepting of different perspective of how to think about a manga.
Absolutely.
I'll say right now, I'm a meathead. I'm brain dead as fuck. But I have to accept there are just some logical things and some other like aspects that I don't think about that improve or change the story that a lot of other people do.
I not to like generalize, right? Because I don't like doing that, but I think a lot of the anime community, specifically the One Piece community, because of their constant breaks, often like theory craft, and they get too far ahead of themselves. And when their ideas and what they want to happen and what they think would happen doesn't happen, they go berserk. They call Oda a fraud. They go like, oh, why didn't he do this?
Yeah.
And I do agree with Coyote.
It's always a double-edged sword when having a fandom because it's like sometimes people just like I said, they make up their own reality of what is such a cool idea to them that if you as a mangaka don't follow that idea, you just get shat on, even though maybe that never was your original intention. Like that comes down to the other point is like people interpret manga or different works of art differently no matter how you view it. That's why I always say like to us, we see it as Deku Uraraka for like the final ship. We have Bakudekus that see differently, you know? People view things differently, no matter how different or little of a
So this will
subject it
always
is.
sound mean, but I do believe not all interpretations are created equal. Mostly because like there's some stuff that is purely a wish, and it's not bad, but when they're using it like for media discourse or like talking about the quality of a series, etc., or whatever, like if you're gonna
Yeah.
critique it, it can't be well this thing that I solely that I wish like that's the only reason why I think it should have happened. That can't be a driving factor in the conversation. It can't be
Yeah.
my headcanon didn't happen. And so I'm
Yeah.
pissed. It has to be something more like, well, this seemed like it was being set up, but it's like, did it seem like it was? Because like, let's be real here. Bakudeku is one, something where people were like, well, there's romance tropes, and I'm like, this isn't a romance series, so why are you trying to apply that to a non-romance series? But two, it's usually just people who are just like really interested in a specific thing. Like, they're like the
Yeah.
thing is, it's not a crime to be a Fujoshi, I think.
Mhm.
So like, it's whatever, you're a Fujo, but like, you have to realize that that's going to color in the same way that people will say, like, heteronormativity colors people's perspectives on character interactions and stuff like that. So too does being a Fujo. So you're going to see things as romantic that probably aren't romantic.
Yeah.
And if like guys are telling you, like, no, like you could have this kind of friendship with a guy, blah blah blah. It's like what I would like more people to do is like, especially in those kinds of discourses, is like except that maybe there's guys that are having closer emotionally relationships than you like intellectualize them as, because I feel like that's what a lot of this discourse comes down to is
Yeah. I think a
the
lot of
concept
like
of what people
headcanon
have as
discourse.
friendships is different than what's the reality. But say your thing, Coyote.
No, I was gonna say is like I think a lot of headcanon discourse comes, like you said, it just comes down to like what people experience, and if they experience it that way, to them that's fact. Like if I experienced something like that's factual to me, it's like I can't change that and it's proof for me. Whereas like, if I haven't experienced it, well, I can't really say for sure, it's that type of stuff.
Yeah. So it's just one of those things that I think, and I also think that like conversations can become less like useful or they become harder to have. Like one of the things that you'll see people say online sometimes is like they're like, oh, so and so, I like think they do this, or somebody will be like, oh, gee, that's canon, and it's like, well, no, don't say that. Don't say it's canon. Say you
Yeah.
like that, yeah, like say you like that head canon, but do not state that it is directly canon because it isn't. And for people who, because like that's one of the things that I definitely noticed. Like years ago, I was like, no, I always like clarify what something is or isn't canon when it gets posted. If I see something in like a fandom group or whatever, because if somebody sees the post, because it's shared or whatever, they go like looking at it, and there's a bunch of people saying like, oh, this headcanon thing, like, oh, it's so canon, blah blah blah, and it isn't actually, and it's just them trying to like say it's like fuel for their headcanon.
Yeah.
The people who were just curious about it are going to feel baited when they go and like actually interact with the material and they find out that no, that shit is not canon at all.
It's,
Like,
they treat it like a slap to the face. Like, oh
yeah,
my God, I can't believe this did not happen.
like to a
Um,
certain degree, you are queer baiting people with somebody else's work when you do that. So
mhm.
like that's like I realize that's not intentional. So it's not like I'm going to sit around and be like, a lot of you Fujo shippers are actually queer baiters. Like I'm not going to sit there and call them that because I think that's unnecessarily aggressive for what I think is just an unintended consequence of how people phrase things. You
Mhm.
Yeah.
know? So when discussing stuff, I try to
I
be as close to canon as possible.
I do find it a bit like concerning when a lot of this happens on social media or in communities on social media where it's primarily like teenager and like the fan base has that age range, right? Because like a lot of
Yep.
kids are impressionable and they take on those traits of the people who may not be, it may not be like intentional, like you said, but like it's still having an impact. And I feel like that is really bad because that you create more people that way. Um,
So I'm
and
just
I
anti like baiting people. Just like if you tell somebody MHA, like if you sell, like MHA has good fights, I think. But if you try to sell somebody that MHA is a strictly action series, there's going to be people mad because they're going to want to like think like, oh, like okay, I'm coming to this. And it's like, no, there's going to be a lot of moments that are actually about emotionality and
yeah,
about like people's headspaces and their mental health and
Yeah, I would say
like
its series is more character focused
yes,
and fight
Where's
focused.
the
exactly.
boxing?
Where's
like
the JJK action?
Well, I mean,
because
I was
when
gonna
you
say like JJK, I would say is an action focused
Yeah.
series, but
Mhm.
and that's fine for what it's trying to be, but I always appreciated that the fights in My Hero are more plot devices than they are spectacles, really.
You can walk away from an MHA fight like hyped and emotional and upset, like evokes emotion. And obviously JJK fights do that, but it's primarily just hype. Not to say like that's addictive of every fight, but I do think that is like the
I'll,
common takeaway.
I'll say this is like I always say it is how much emotion you feel about a character or a fight is always going to be subjective to how much
Oh,
you like
absolutely.
someone. Because like I personally don't give a fuck about Deku. All his emotional moments I could not care for, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But like you love Deku, so all his emotional moments, oh, you're feasting, man. Like
Absolutely.
And that's
divine fights, man.
like, and that's the thing too, right? So with JJK, I would never sell JJK to somebody like it's the kind of series where you get a culture festival arc.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Like I would never pitch JJK to somebody like it's a series where you're gonna get that in.
yeah. I think I don't know because it's like one of these. You just got to know who you're talking to and what their interests are before you ever say something.
And like, you know, everybody should have fun. There's technically like I said, like I think there's just better interpretations and ones that should be more towards the top. But I also think that um I think it's okay to like have headcanons, but they have to be treated more like headcanons and theories than which I would say like the One Piece fandom is actually a good example of a fandom that had a theory that became on par with or greater than
ZKK?
ZKK
Oh my
Okay,
God,
on,
yeah.
I had a feeling it
on
was gonna
par
be
or
I
greater than
had
ship discourse. Zoro kills Kaido was on par with Bakudeku, and it has left a huge star in One Piece discourse. It's like there are people who will like show like you guys are dumb, blah blah blah. And then somebody's just like, bro, you believe the ZKK? Shut the fuck up. And it's like, done. Your opinion is now like discarded.
It's also funny because Zoro, I would say like Zoro and Sanji too is like miles ahead of Bakudeku in terms of like controversy and discussion and um its impact on the community. Zoro just
Yeah,
has it all, I guess. You like drama, go, be a Zoro fan.
I mean, One Piece is like the true agenda series. Fun
Agenda
fact.
piece.
Fun fact. The term agenda piece started with a group chat that was on Twitter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where people would like purposely like troll ZKKs and other stuff. I was in that group chat. So I didn't talk to there nearly as much as like a lot of people did. And there
Mm-hmm.
was some point where a leak happened from that group chat and like people jumped ship out of the chat, all kind of shit, and it was wild. Like somebody was like, "Oh, there's a leak," and somebody's like, "Because like sometimes people will post like tweets in there and like get other people to interact with them or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
And so like people like posted it was like, "See, look, they need to band together to stop Zoro fans and blah blah blah." And I was like, "Bro, I was just here because it's fucking funny." Like,
I'll be honest, I've only heard of like agenda piece because of Jay.
yeah,
So
no, like
I'm
that that
completely
that
new.
whole that whole discourse. Like, I remember there was the agenda piece Twitter group chat, and then after that happened, that term started popping up all
Mm-hmm.
over. Because like the joke was like, oh, these people got an agenda, da, 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 da. Like it just snowballed. But I remember being in that group chat, and I was like, I mean, I kind of want to see what's next, like just to watch the shit. And I was like, yeah, but like, because I was like, I wasn't really active here, but I still kind of want to see what's next. And I was like, nah, I don't get to come to the next chat, so I don't know if there's a new agenda piece chat out there or not. But it was enjoyable when I got to see it. JD, what are you
It's a
talking
truly
about?
you had to be there moment.
So apparently, the corresponding chapter that came out a year ago was chapter 386. I am here, and then today we are
We are
here, which
here.
is
I love that.
I mean, how Hori does it, I
He's
don't
just
know,
being
man.
silly.
I could not be asked to plan that shit out.
it's probably a coincidence because of like
There's too many.
I mean, because he had a couple of unplanned breaks here and there.
You say
but-
unplanned breaks. I say homie just decided to take off a few days every now and then to make sure he could line it up right.
yeah.
Because I do think like Hori is the type of author to like do his own thing, but he also likes doing stuff for fans. So he'll throw stuff like this in. Like how what was it? Was it like every 100 chapter? I can't remember what it was like a certain moment. Was it in the Todoroki family?
There's something about Dobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah, it was
that's
like-
clear as doubt that he has that plan. Like, this is something he wants to do, and he'll
Oh.
plan around it.
Yeah, it's like
It was because like the 190s, 191, like 192.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
when
191
Dobby
is when he
shows up
met
in
Endeavor for the first time.
Mm.
291 was Dobby's dance, and
I don't remember if there was something for 390 or 391 or not, but yeah. It was
390.
close around that time. I think that was because I think 390 ended up being the stuff with Ochako. But
Oh,
yeah, we were
390. That was when Shoto pulls up to because Ida brings him, and Ida's
Yeah.
like, "Thanks to you, I became who I wanted to be." Shoto stops the explosion, and he collapsed over. So it was Shoto's chapter, kind of
beefy.
a diss at Davi that like it was his trend, Davi's trend, and Shoto took it. The masterpiece. But yeah, like I said, I do think the We Are Here definitely was intentional.
Has to
How
be.
Hori did that, I have no idea. He's a different breed. Like,
Look, he took an extra break just so he could slot this in this thing. He was like, "Hold up, I need a break, guys."
do you think do you think he has like the Charlie Day meme where he has like all the stuff on the wall and he's like, okay, I have to do this on that day. Oh wait, but like if I do it on that day, then I have to like cut down the chapters. But what if I elongate it and throw in something else? Like mangakas are truly like I would love to follow Hori
Ooh,
on
is that a
his
canine?
typical day. I feel like it'd be
Is
very
that-
fascinating.
Hold on, Dee. Is that a canine coming in?
Aw. Because I remember when Hori was it like when they announced that they were dropping interviews with Hori, there was like pictures of his place. So you got to see his figures, you got to see where he works.
Oh, did those happen yet?
I don't know. That's I know we had one interview and it was like kind of him going over Deku and Shigaraki and how he like draws features of them, something like that. If someone in the chat can like kind of fact check, that'd be great. Also
Yeah.
Sloam said, "Oh, we talk about ZKK. I just want to point out that Zoro killing Kaido is still a more intelligent and less smooth brain take than Iron Might being quote unquote
Jesus.
character assassination."
Wait, so is he saying like the Zoro is better than the
No,
anime?
as in
No,
like
no,
you'd
he's
have a
saying,
better
like-
time talking to someone about ZKK than talking to someone when it comes to like, oh, Iron Might was character assassination because blah 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 blah. It's a very obnoxious conversation.
They both sound obnoxious conversations. I got that.
Honestly, I'm kind of behind that though. I'll be down for it. Fuck it. ZKK is the better take in conversation.
Shit, I need to catch up on One Piece, man.
You
The
do.
homie has been trying to convince me, man. But East wants me on fucking what was it? Not Hunter x Hunter, it's Yu Yu. There we go.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Shit, I got a lot of shit I need to see. I'm watching Mashal with my mom. So
Ooh.
she's all caught up on the English dub.
Mm-hmm.
Getting her on My Hero. We're almost finished with season 1. She likes Chainsaw Man the most, man. Like she loves that shit for some reason.
Interesting. I mean, Chainsaw Man's great.
Yeah,
So I'm
man.
glad that she enjoyed
Every
it.
time she goes to the store, I get a new fucking Chainsaw Man keychain.
I love that though. That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Pochita, Denji, and Meowie.
Mm.
Oh. Yeah, I am so far
Um,
behind on Chainsaw Man. Like, I don't think I've actually read it in like a year. It's just I keep on forgetting when it comes out.
mm, I've been kind of keeping up with part two. It's great. It's not my priority, and I need to change that. I really like it.
I only
What
came
did,
back for Katana, man.
what did
For
I miss
real.
while GD had knocked off my headphones? I may have forgot my
We
priority.
we talked about ZKK
Oh,
being less of a bad take than All Might Iron
oh
Might
yeah,
character
yeah, yeah.
assassination. Um, and you've been more like experienced with ZKK for sure. So how do you feel?
So I feel like Zoro kills Kaido. It wasn't so. So the thing that made Zoro kills Kaido a bad theory was who's writing the series and what their writing style ultimately is. It
Hmm.
was kind of like having all the right pieces, but just not putting them in the right place.
Yeah.
Oh, where it was like you just very clearly just want this really cool moment for your character,
Hmm.
but your character and like the one really bad thing was that it would like undermine any like success of Luffy in that fight to have
Hmm.
that theory.
Yep.
But it was like you think Oda is a rawness merchant.
He's a
Oda does raw things. He is not a rawness merchant.
he's a goofiness and comedy merchant. He loves that.
As Gear 5 clearly shows.
Yeah.
Um, so like they were like, no, Zoro's gonna be able to like go back up to the rooftop and like he's gonna show up and kill Kaido like right when he's about to finish off Luffy after they have a big brawl or something like that. And it's like, nope, right there because then Luffy didn't win. Zoro
Hmm.
finished the fight for him. That doesn't work. That's not how Oda writes. He's never gonna write it that way.
Hmm.
That's just not what it's gonna be. And
That
like
just
we
sounds so
had
disappointing if it did happen like that. And like
right. I was
I'm
like, that also just be like a shitty finish. It's like, look, if you like when we had multiple supernova on the rooftop and it was like this big team battle, I'm like, if we had a bunch of people like do a bunch of damage to Kaido and Kaido was passed out, like Zoro executed him, I guess. But at that point, that's just kind of like a last hit janitor thing. That's like coup
Hmm.
de grace. Like it's not really the same as like killing Kaido or like defeating him.
Because
No.
I get the drive to have Zoro kill Kaido because like I've constantly seen people talk about, oh, Wano was supposed to be Zoro's arc. It was supposed to have been his Sanji Whole Cake Island. Um, and like I empathize with you, but I feel like you're missing a lot of like the build up and the like the not rivalry, but like the what's the word? Um, kind of the head to head with Luffy and Kaido, like it was being built up. Like Luffy going up to Kinemon and saying, "I will hold Wano on my back for you." Like I feel like they're purposely ignoring all of that, like you said, because Zoro's their favorite character. They feel cheated out, even though I feel like Oda could have done more to satisfy, but I don't think he needed to. But
Sometimes
maybe it's
all
because I'm
that
not a big
matters is
Zoro
the
fan.
agenda, man. The
I guess
agenda
so.
matters more, and I am a victim of this. As long as my character wins, I don't give a fuck what happens.
Hmm.
If it's badly written or not, it's my character. He still took the W, man. The agenda matters, man.
Yeah, I feel that. Because I'm a very like um emotion and character writing moment over like raw battle. But I definitely have like that merchant inside of me. And I love showing fights. But I value more like that cathartic feeling at the end of the day. Like
So
seeing my favorite characters succeed and do what they wanted to do.
you know who's been going hard in this right now? Undead
Hmm?
Unluck. Undead Unluck has been going so hard in that department right now.
Can I be honest? I think I'm 15 chapters behind, but I'm
You
saving
gotta get
it.
caught up. You gotta
Yeah,
get caught up.
I've been
The
seeing great
current
things.
the current fight is one of the best fights of the year as far as I've read in a manga.
Ooh, okay. Because the last thing I remember, maybe it was like more than 15 chapters ago. It was Andy on you know what? And he kind of saves everyone from like the sun, basically, that far away. That's how far back I am. Because they decide, oh, we'll recruit more people and we'll go rescue him. And they had like a whole cooking like moment. It's hard to describe, but that's all I remember. But I do need to catch up. On Dead Luck is great.
Is your favorite character still alive by chance?
What in On Dead Luck?
Yeah, or are they dead? I need to know if my death flag ability still worked.
Who, me or
You,
Anarchy?
bitch. Anaki's character skirt by. I can't
I
affect him.
mean, my favorite character is the protagonist. So like
His favorite
good.
character is Andy. He can't die.
Oh no, I meant Fuko. I guess Andy
Oh,
is the best.
little baby.
But I treat them both as the same.
I do too.
Skirting by, man. All my characters.
I love
I
both of them.
remember the thread, man. That thread I made. Every fucking chapter, a new one died.
Bro, that was actually wild.
As soon as I gassed someone up, it was over, man.
You know
I've
what?
never seen it happen for any
Wait.
other series.
Wait, Anarchy, I just put two and two
Surprise
together.
Watkins in the chat.
Is
What's
the
up?
Uma death flag on Dead on Luck reference?
Yes.
Oh my god, I just put that together. Then again, at the time when I heard it, I didn't know much about Undead Luck.
Hey, what up, Watkins?
Hey,
Yeah, man,
Walkings.
I was a death flag because every chapter, the character I was rooting for fucking died, man.
It was wild. It was like his rule was, if I like this character, I'll die. Like one of the worst things ever. He negated his own happiness. He was the negator, unhappy, feeling his own joy.
Yeah, I just realized I didn't put that two and two together. I thought it was like a niche reference. Oh, that's cool.
The time it was niche.
Unfortunately, it may still be niche.
They held themselves getting that, was it, streaming service exclusive,
Mhm.
man.
I think Kaiju number 8 may end up the same route.
Kaiju narrates on Crunchyroll though, isn't it?
Is it on Crunchyroll?
Yeah.
Okay, because I've seen a
Yeah,
lot of
it is on
people
Crunchyroll.
talk about Twitter and how it's been fucking over them watching it. This is streaming on Twitter.
What? Oh, yeah, it is.
Because I'm pretty sure I saw Alves also talk about like there was no subs.
Oh, for
Which
Kaiju
kind of-
number 8?
Yeah.
That's wild. Nobody want to watch that with no subs. Like,
I watched the first 2 episodes. They're great, but like imagine first watching it and being like, "Where's the subs?"
yeah.
Learn
I've bust out
Japanese,
the
man.
chapter. Yeah.
It's your fault for
there
not
was an
learning.
episode of My Hero Season 6 where the subtitles just didn't load for me.
Oh.
And then when I rewatched it later, they were there. So
Okay.
This man was like, I'm glad I've already read this.
yeah.
I can recite the lines.
Yeah.
I actually haven't watched. I've only watched like the original like scenes from the newest episode. And then obviously the Shigaraki red filter that they put over that people were talking about.
Yeah,
which I
you
thought
already
looked
know
great.
people were having a field day without. I've seen
Oh my
so
God.
much shit
There's-
talking over that.
There's this great editor and YouTuber called Brown Table.
Yeah.
And Brown Table made his own video recreating MHA frames, or it was when Shigaraki pounces at Aizawa. And he kind of redoes it, like he draws over it, and it looked
Yeah.
amazing. And he added his own filter to that speech, and he quote tweeted someone reacting, oh my God, they did this in this episode, but not in the original. And he was like, people call me crazy.
Yeah, a
It
lot
was
of people
pretty
were
close.
very like anti-red filter during the time that was being made.
They dragged him in the fucking the comments. I
I
thought it looked great.
I think it just comes down to you just got to defend your series, man. That's what it was. My Hero was especially going through a very rise in like hate at that time. Like at this point, we're kind of used to it,
Yeah.
but like that was like the rise of like a insane amount of hate.
I still feel great about like because I remember season 6, people were kind of dying down on feeling great about it and kind of like dogging on its faults, and that's fair. Like you could critique the season because the season wasn't perfect for the first core. But I remember specifically when it came to Dobby's dance, being like, I feel like it's gonna be great,
Yeah.
and it was great. And I was
I
like,
think to be
hey,
honest,
I defended it, and I was right.
you want my hot take? I think for an anime, only the certain moments need to be the best animated shit. Like I really couldn't give a fuck about some of the like minor stuff being peak Jujutsu Kaisen Mappa level animation. Like I don't care if the animation's not godly. Like as long as the ones that matter are done good, hey man, good stuff.
I feel that. I feel like I like the best of both worlds. Consistency is key, but like I'm not mad if I watch an anime and like majority of the episode is kind of like whatever, as long
I
as
don't need
like
the episode to go super hard.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Uh, the Culture Festival. Most of those episodes did not need them to go super crazy,
Yes, absolutely.
califragilisticexpialidocious. Like, no, bro. Relax. I don't need you to like Sakuga their dance practice. Like, is it nice? Sure, but like if it's between you seeing your families and just having like an okay normal dance, I choose the okay normal dance.
I
Sorry.
agree. And I also
I don't.
think that JJK, with its like schedule and how badly the workers were, overworked, I would, because it sets a bad precedent and a bad
Yep.
because every fan who watched JJK is now going to look at other anime and be like, why couldn't this be like this? Like like JJK season 2, for that like short of a time frame, is a miracle.
Yep.
And My Hero has less time, so I'm not expecting Shibuya level like animation for the entirety of this arc. The first, second, and third arc of the season. And from what we've seen in the preview of Memories, episode 4, the episode's gonna look good for episode 1. So I'm happy about that.
I don't know. I'm like a lot of the stuff people complain about, I don't really notice when I'm watching something. Like the only thing I notice are the fucking Nomus, and that's just because I like the Nomus, man. Like it, I don't know, and a lot of animation stuff. It just happens too quick, or it's like a single frame, and I
And when
really couldn't
people
give a fuck
dissect the
about it.
frames as well, and they're like, this is bad, but it's like it's frames. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not an
having to
animation
animate.
buff, so maybe
Yeah.
I just don't know.
No, I've animated a bit. Same with coffee. Like a lot of the stuff are in between smear frames, as well as just like a lot of them are just meant to be like fast paced, so you don't need to put a lot of detail in them
Yes.
because they're just there for 0.1 of a second.
Because when Kaiju number 8 dropped its second episode, there was a character called Shinomiya. And the character models were already ragged on for looking kind of whatever, and people were kind of worried about it. So this one account, I won't say their name because for that sake, but they took an in-between shot like of her,
Bro,
like her face looking weird. And I'm like, don't do that because in motion, and even if you pause, she looks great.
people's insistence on taking like smear frames and images, don't bite your nipple filling a cup, okay, G? You don't want to tear it open, otherwise you'll start drowning when you try to drink it.
Exactly, Nathan.
Like it's so it's like when people say like the smear frames of that pain fight were bad or like oh the
Oh my
animation's so good.
God.
And it's like, bro, when you actually watch the fucking episode, it looks fine. Cut it out. Stop
Oh my
it.
Yeah.
God.
You stop that right now.
People are still talking about, oh, that pain
Yo,
cut is so bad. No, it's not. Like,
the Kagurabachi color page this week, bro.
there's a wait, how do you look at this?
We even have a Kagurabachi channel in the
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
we do.
so.
Maybe we should. I'm a
Oh yeah,
bocce bro. I'm
yeah,
a certified bocce bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to
Yes.
catch. Okay, so I'm like on chapter 2, so I need to catch up.
I look forward to reading bocce every week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, man,
it's
that's our new series.
Oh my God, that looks gorgeous. Looks so pretty.
Certified bocce bro, my guy.
Maybe I might become a bocce bro.
Join us.
I
We're
might
still
have to.
small, so it's not weird yet.
yeah. And I've seen people say that it was the like that the fandom was like the most welcoming to the Fujos that any fandom has been that they've
Oh, I've
seen.
seen that.
Bocce
Um,
Bros are elite, man. They know how to survive, and they're very welcoming.
Again, like I like the series so much that I imported volume 1. I pre-ordered and imported volume 1 when it came out. So it's like it's got the wait, hold on, let me grab it so I can
mhm. Also, the channel got made in the Discord server. Thank you,
Yeah,
Kyrie.
man. It's called Bocce Bros, bro. Go in there. We'll talk about the new chapters.
Bocce
whenever
it
they
up,
come
I
out.
yeah,
guess.
so like the volume that it's got the little Obi thing that it came with that it's got the little My Hero like recommendation by Horikoshi on it. So like
Ooh,
yeah, and like volume 1 was reprinted like twice, I think. So it's doing pretty good.
oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and I already have the first volume of the English release pre-ordered, so
Mhm. But in overall, because like just to wrap up the animation talk, I'm excited for season 7. I am very curious on what they'll do for the opening. Because I got to listen to the full version and TK cooked. I just need to hear in better quality.
Yeah, that quality was questionable, man.
And I also think they cut out the beginning part of it because it started so like abruptly.
Yeah, because
Um,
like I remember I was like, God damn, this opening song is it when it first dropped. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? When
I'll be honest,
this quality
I
came
had to
out.
warm up to it. I was like, oh, it's okay. I like it. But
I
now I
love when
really
the
enjoy
voice
it.
became light, the light voice
Mhm.
part. Oh,
I mean, TK is a fucking god when it comes to music. Like, Unravel is still one of the most like iconic openings in anime because of his voice.
to be
Like Tokyo
honest.
Ghoul, like its popularity started in my eyes because of that opening.
Merry-Go-Round Part 2, Alvis? Please no, man.
Merry-Go-Round 2.0, huh?
He said, are we ready for that? I'm assuming he means visuals, because
Oh, visual. Okay. Honestly, after Hinamuki and Boku no, Bones can cook.
they just didn't cook for that one, man.
well, I mean,
Bro.
Yeah. But I do know Joseph has it as his number one.
no, the day is my number 1.
Was it your number one?
Yeah,
Where was Merry-Go-Round?
I had that at number 2, but that
Oh,
has
okay.
it has been since bumped to number 3.
Okay, fair. What got pushed up to 2?
Uh, uh, oh my God, the season 6 part 2, second quarter. I remember the name.
Oh,
Boku
Boku no.
something. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I was.
I'm gonna be real. I still got season 3 opening 1 as my top.
Future?
Yes, sir, man.
That's sick.
Good taste. I knew these
I mean,
posers
Uberworld,
couldn't compare to us.
iconic.
Also, bro, for my bocce bros out there, hold on. Gotta make sure
Yeah.
y'all see this.
Bocce Bro,
For
stand
my
up.
bocce bros, stand up. Stand up. That last page in the
Yeah.
chat this
Yeah.
week, stand up, bro.
Stand up.
Man. I'm
Oh, I
gonna
never
say that
got
for
to
the
read
last this
that new
week.
interview. I never got to see that new interview. I need to look for that.
I want to hear the ending for season 7.
I do too. You know what? I think season 7, because I remember when season 5 was obviously the wait for that, like the hype train. They were dropping um like visuals, like certain PVs
Yeah,
where
they're
you have
going
like
sicko mode.
all the characters like voicing over with the ending and the openings. And we're kind of missing it this season. Um I kind of want it back because I want to see more. Because like they've been hiding a lot of Star, and like I get it, her quirk busted. It's gonna blow a lot of anime onlys out of the water. But you could at least show us like her at least in her like
Nah, I like
American
this.
days.
Nah, I like this. Keep everything under wraps.
Hey, listen,
What's the?
I just want to see her, hanging out with the gang.
I want them to keep stuff under wraps. What is it? I want them to edge the community so that they can skibbity and keep
Yes.
up a mog streak
Until they
while
looks max.
viewing. Right? That's how
Yeah,
you say it?
yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah. You got it.
Yeah, so
I didn't
yeah,
I didn't
I'm still
expect you to
hip.
say that, but
I'm still hip. I'm still cool.
you still get the brain rot lingo.
I don't even know if I used that right. It's just,
It's okay.
You used it well.
but yeah. Also, that I'll be real with you. I've been reading the Tokyo Revengers dude manga. It's kind of ass. Like I won't say it's ass. It's just
Wait,
right
is a
now.
new
It's like
chapter out?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God, I forgot. Holy shit. And I advocated for it
I
less.
I kind of like it. I mean, the characters have very long necks, but
Yeah, that's have you
Also,
read Tokyo Revengers?
I have
That's the
not.
style.
Dear Anemone. Somebody mentioned that in the chat earlier.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm still on the SS Dear Anemone. Definitely still with that. Um, Also, as far as EDs go, I think my favorite ED, when you combine like the visuals and stuff, is probably it might still be the one with Aerie in season 4.
Oh,
That was a cute
yeah,
one.
that's a great one.
Unfortunately,
I
I haven't
mean,
heard any of the endings besides season 6's and 1's.
I know you like the first one.
I love Sketch so much from
Mhm.
season 6.
That's probably my favorite ending. Like endings are kind of weird for me because they're usually the thing that plays. When I go to the thing that plays, so I can go to the bathroom before the next episode preview.
I
I really don't pay much attention to the
That's
endings.
fair. I tend to not skip openings endings. But the current ending for my hero is probably my favorite. I'm just a sucker. Like it's Deku centric, of course. But just seeing all those moments redrawn in like the current style, and then it's true like Deku's eyes. Some of them aren't for some reason. That's fine. I digress.
Yeah, if I'm
And
being
then
perfectly honest, I think I preferred season 6's endings to the openings, and
I
I really
agree.
liked. Well, I didn't really care
Pokemon.
for. Yeah, I really didn't care for the first core's opening, but the second one was like top tier.
Hmm.
I didn't really care for the second one for that one.
That's
I
people.
thought it
I
was just
remember
aight.
they were hyping up the artist for it. And obviously, in hindsight, it makes sense because it's Eve. I remember Eve dropped like the hint,
Oh yeah, they had
like kind of a
so many teasers.
yeah. And I was like, wait, is Eve doing it? Like Eve, like Kai Kaisen, like JJK, like a lot more, obviously, but like that's insane. And he dropped it. But yeah, MHA is I'm confident we're in for a decent season at best. We just gotta for all
Decent.
the
All the good moments are going to Endeavor, man.
no,
We're
for
gonna be
sure
eating, man.
we're gonna be eating, but I'm trying to say decent because like there's gonna be that one person who's gonna say, well, actually, it's not.
The only thing I'll give season 7 that could make it harder is the twice clones. Just because
Absolutely. For the
using the
movement of everyone.
CGI is gonna be annoying and cost effective. But they're gonna go dummy on all the Endeavor and Paladin
Hmm.
scenes. Same with Shoto.
Yeah.
I'm really curious about the finger waves.
Finger wave.
Oh
Shigaraki.
yeah,
Shigaraki.
Shigaraki. It's gonna be CG. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure there was there was a teaser of like a shot that was like CG.
Yeah, from one of the trailers.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm pretty sure it was like in Bones' office.
Oh,
Like there was a kind of a leaked image. Um, I do want to see gear shift, and I think if Utapon or not Utapon, Yutaka Nakamura, I see Utapon, that's the cubes. If Yutaka Nakamura pops up, it's gonna be phenomenal. I'm so excited. Or like Haruka Ida, because she loves like really fast moving like cuts. Like she's the one who animated the Ida versus Mudman.
So man,
oh, okay.
I give you
Yo,
respect for
I
remembering
don't
these
care
names.
if people don't like joint training. I love how hard the studio went for joint training.
Oh my
I
God, it's
love,
the
love, love, love,
backgrounds.
love how hard they went for joint training.
It was gorgeous. I think it was like the best My Hero looked in terms of like composition and just overall how the backgrounds looked and just how raw the fights were. Because like joint training in the manga was great, but they elevated it so much.
The Juzo
Yeah.
fight peak.
And the funny thing, like that was probably that last section that they were able to do before COVID interrupted the production schedule.
Most likely.
Which, like I've said for years now, like people are way too negligent as far as like discussing COVID.
Oh yeah, I mean, I did that video about season 5, and I completely forgot to mention COVID at any point, and that's like of like the non-production because like making videos for me has been a real work in progress. Like I learn different things with each one that I've made, but
Of course.
yeah, but like my biggest regret is not mentioning how COVID interfered with everything.
Because it's like for me, it's like, man, COVID was wild. And the fact that
Mhm.
people act like it wouldn't have mattered at all is just so disappointing to me. It's just like, why are we doing this? Why
Like
we
you've been through COVID, like you've seen how terrible it was to a lot of businesses, to a lot of probably a lot of people in your life,
Hey
and you're
man,
downplaying a lot of studios, animation studios, and be like, oh well, it has to be XYZ. Instead of
should have
looking at
just
like
dogged it out, man, just like me.
like they
I
just don't
tanked
care
that shit.
about they don't care about their series, blah blah blah. And it's like, no, bro, it's not all that. Like
Yeah.
you're saying a whole lot of like shit that you shouldn't be saying just for the
hmm
sake of like dunking on people, and that's super lame, like the lamest, in fact. Uh,
To-
so yeah, I get so disappointed when
Oh
I
my
see
God, the
that people
whole
like
Bone should give away my hero to another to Maka. Stop. Stop.
Oh yeah,
And I've
because
said this before in
because the
stream
people at
before.
MAPPA, if there's the one thing the people at MAPPA need, it's another series to
Oh,
work
another
on.
series, absolutely. But like I've said this before, but the majority of the most iconic moments in My Hero, I'd argue probably wouldn't be as iconic if Bones wasn't behind it.
You
yeah.
know, oh my God, you know, you made an impact when the manga has a callback to something that was exclusive to the anime.
Oh, the javelin, right? The fire with Endeavor, right? Or
No,
are you
I was
talking about
talking
something else?
about when in the Gear Shift debut, there was one of the punches was a callback to All Might defeating the Nomu at the
Oh
USJ.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, 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 absolutely. Yeah, yeah. When he first gear, second gear, third gear.
Yeah, yeah, the full gear. And when the pose that
Yeah.
Shigaraki was in, it was the exact
hmm
same as the USJ Nomu.
Yes. God. Oh my God. I can't wait for that fight. I genuinely can't wait. I need him to go off.
There's so much I cannot wait to see. I can't wait to see what the custodians' reactions are gonna be to half this stuff.
Bro, did you see they broke down just a single screenshot of like the map? and they were able, I think it was Joe, who was able to like read because it was very blurry, the Gigantomachia like containment unit.
Oh,
And I was like, holy shit, like they went insane with that. Man.
I
I
respect
also
it.
Aniki, you've seen the Iron Might reveal, right? Or not reveal, but kind of
Yeah,
the
man, he was
hint.
there.
About the when they like kind of hinted at it
Yeah.
in the trailer. Yeah,
How do
I
you
saw
feel
some of
about
that.
it?
It looked like they were doing fine with it. Like I said, where I wanted the series to end or this season to end versus where it looks like it might end in that situation is obviously very different. But like I mean that at that point it just is what it is.
Oh, I should have explained. Them kind of hinting at it, instead of it being kind of a surprise. Because like
I'm
up
okay with it.
until
I feel like it's one of
Mhm.
those things that's going to be spoiled anyway. So
I mean, the
uh,
volume cover is gonna spoil it for anyone going to
Yeah.
see it.
it's like for me, it's kind of somebody's probably spoiled it already for them. There's the volume cover, like like Coyote just said. So it's kind of I'm just kind of like,
Inevitable.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
most likely going to
it's like,
see a bit of a hint in the opening too. So it's
yeah.
like you're not going to avoid it.
it,
I also
So
think that a lot of anime onlys are also clever. So I feel like they'll be able to put two and two together with like the suitcase that All Might always carries around.
yeah. And if I'm honest, a lot of anime onlys are smarter than a good chunk of manga readers.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
uh, it just is what it is. I it's disappointing because you would think it would be the opposite. Like you would think the manga readers would have a better sense of what's going on, but it's not the case.
Unfortunately.
I'm just ready for RTTV Rob to just yell willpower, Paparoki.
Paparoki!
Exactly. I'm waiting. I'm there for it, man.
Oh my god, he's gonna see Deku reaction when he sees Nagant and Gentle, and he's gonna be like, he's always crying.
Good. Ultra willpower, man. I'm there for it.
Man.
Want you guys to know that I'm currently messing around in OBS a little just to see,
Hmm.
messing around in OBS a little just to see if I want to do some streaming at some point
Ooh.
through OBS instead. So that's part of why I'm talking a little bit less currently.
No,
My
you're
daughter's
fine.
going to hang out with her, but I wanted to be a little transparent.
We
Gotta
got a
figure out.
little bit of him behind the scenes.
Yeah. So I'm just poking around a bit, see if I can do something with that. I'm gonna have to, but we're at that point where it's like, okay, I gotta actually like pay attention to the software, so I'm gonna shelve that for now. But I just wanted to be transparent. But I do feel like this was because this was a setup chapter. We ended up just like talking about a lot of stuff, so works out.
Yeah, we're chilling.
Hmm.
With that being actually, since I've got people watching. If I did stream video games with no guarantee, would you prefer that be on YouTube or Twitch?
Twitch. I fucking love watching Twitch video games. Even though they have ads, it's still fun on Twitch.
I have ads. I mean,
Make that bread, Anaki.
I probably stream League because it's the game I play the most, but
Fuck yeah, I'm down to watch it.
oh,
because I do stream it off my
Coyote, you made a
computer.
Bocce Bros channel. I just
Yeah, man. Bachi Bros gotta eat.
Also, I Smoked That Fire said, join me, join the Purple Monster.
Even though Smoke That Fire doesn't want me to stream League, he wants me to get back into playing fighters. Which I mean, maybe I download finally buy Street Fighter 6 and try to get back into that because I used to play a shit ton of fighting
You can
games.
stream that too.
I
Street
used to
Fighter?
only play. I used to only play fighting games pretty much. Like I
Cute.
was an online grinder
Bro, you're
at
the
one point.
opposite of me. I try fighting games. It is so hard for me to execute the combos or like the moves. Just because,
So
oh no, man, it's hard.
for Street Fighter 4, they had this thing called like trial mode, which was like similar to like a practice tool type setting. But you would go and they would have like these long ass combo chains that you had to like get this timing and linking down right. And every character had like 24 of them available. And it was like for me, part of the fun was like going to that tool and sitting there. And even if I was never going to use those combos because they weren't exactly like EX efficient and like the damage clipping and stuff like that wasn't the best. Like I remember there was like I would go in there and I would try to like get all the stuff on the character. And like with like the first week or two that Omega Street Fighter 4 dropped, I like was grinding a whole bunch and then I did a working two jobs, so I like stopped playing for time for games like that. But I made it a point to get and keep one of my characters in the top 100 players on the leaderboards for that character for like the first 2 weeks of the game about I was grinding that shit. So I played against like the 12th best guile on Xbox Live, like globally at one point, and we split the match like 2-1. It was pretty cool. Like I was grinding, and I don't use a fight stick. I was playing with an actual just regular ass Xbox 360 controller back then. So yeah, that was. 'Cause I'm a controller gamer at the end of the day. Not
All
this
I
PC
heard from
thing.
that is I would fold you even with no experience on any game fighting wise, bro. Thomas, you can clap him all you want, but me, I'm a different breed.
Huh? What'd you say?
This man went from I'm terrible at fighting games to damn. You said one of your characters is top 100 for 2 weeks. I'll fold you.
Top 100 means nothing to me. I'm top 99, soon to be.
Oh, when I say top 100, I mean I did break like 67th in North America and like I was like
67th,
and I
66.
and I was like 91st on a guy, which I was playing a D tier character too. So like playing a D tier character and climbing is tough, but I play what I like. Even like in League, I play what I like more than I play
Were
what's
you a
fast. So,
zoner or were you like up and close in there?
no, I was at the close. I'm a mixer.
Dude,
Like
shit, I'm like a zoner, man.
I prefer mixing so much more. Uh, something about
I'm
that aggression, man. Just running up on people. Like square up, bro. That's what we're here to do.
yeah, I like seeing people get mad. That's why in Injustice 2, I played Deadshot just so I could spam at them. Because I knew it made someone annoyed. If you're
So,
if you're somewhat better than me, you're gonna get pissed off. That is my goal. If you're gonna beat me, congratulations. You wasted half your time on this.
honestly, it's like it's funny because like once you learn the hitboxes of certain people's stuff, like for example, Heavy Weapons Jax was the dead shot of MKX.
Oh
Mortal
yeah, I
Kombat
do
2.
remember that. I was on
So
MKX.
what you were supposed to do is like if they tried to spam, it's just crouch. But if you tried to crouch and block, you ended up putting yourself in the hitbox for the gun spam. So it was a little unintuitive, but once you realize, oh, I just need to crouch, you just wouldn't die to the. So you like forward dash crouch, then just block if they went to like swing at you. But you could get past it just by like crouching, and then you weren't taking a bunch of chip damage because what would happen is the heavy weapons jacks would just fire at people. They would try to crouch block, take, and they just like get chipped to death for like half their health bar trying to move towards the guy every round. It was fucking terrible. But people who play that way don't play, they like get better at the game. So it's like whatever.
We play to
Just
make people
figure out how to
mad.
not get spammed and then like once you figure out how to do it, like those people will like rage quit so fast sometimes because like all they know how to do is spam, and the second you start whooping their ass, they're like, oh, like, well, this isn't fun anymore because I thought I was just gonna get to sit here and cheese and spam, and you're fucking actually like beat my ass. This isn't fun anymore, so I'm out. Like whatever. But
You ain't wrong.
so like that, it's like it's just what it be sometimes. Everybody's after different things. So
We gotta get on Tekken eventually, man. The new one is
uh,
apparently goated.
I don't play Tekken like that. Tekken's the
I
one that wasn't
I
broken.
I was not gonna consider it, but Mark and fucking Leland from RDC are playing that heavy and are saying it might be the best of all time. I might have to take their word for that. And they don't like, fuck with Tekken like they're Street Fighter people.
I remember playing Tekken 2 on the original PlayStation way back when.
like I've definitely played Tekken, I just don't play it like that. Like my buddy and I were at a work event a couple months ago. Or actually I guess almost a year ago. Wow. Um, at one of the bars, like a lot of bars these days have arcade machines in them, which I think is great. Have arcade machines. I want to drink alcohol and play video games at your bar. Uh, and we were playing, I think Tekken 3 at the bar. Might have been Tekken 2. I think it was Tekken 3 on the arcade machine. You know, managed to sneak some wins off them, no big deal. But like it was fun to kind of just like play a good old school Tekken for a little bit, yeah. It's I do like getting to like have something that you can just kind of like 1v1 challenge somebody in and you just go about your day. Like, cool, did I win? Did I lose? What's up? So yeah, the simplicity of it all is nice. I won't lie to you.
I'm not the biggest like Street Fighter fan. I feel like because I've tried it, but I'm a big overthinker. So like every time I like do something, I go nowhere.
That's because you suck.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess that's the reason.
You gotta get as good as me, Thomas. Eventually, I'll coach you. I'll give you some coaching tips. You added me on PSN for that reason. I
Mhm.
remember you called me up like, "Big brother, I need
Okay,
help."
let's not lie.
Then I came on Ultra Rumble and I taught you how a real
Bro
top
thinks he's
100 plays.
bro think he's the Toto to my UG.
I am the total.
you said he's him.
And
He's him,
that's what
him
happened to
Goku.
him. He got kicked
Yeah,
out.
I got an idol that is in love with me. It's perfect.
Is it the other way around?
Nope. They ended up together in
Maybe
my
you're a
head canon.
Toto. You are delusional. That makes sense though. Actually, Anik, I have a question for you.
What's up?
I remember months ago, I like maybe 3 to 4, we talked about Gear 5 and how public perception of the form will lead to people not liking it because it's a big
Yes.
departure from the series. And are you happy that you're right? Because you are right. The
Oh
discourse
yeah.
is insane.
Because like my stance on it is that anytime people leave because they just don't get something or they just decide, oh, I don't like that particular way. I'm like, cool, bye, get out.
Mhm.
Like, cool, leave. You're because and the thing is like Gear 5 was like I don't always like describing things as litmus test for like, are you actually like a fan of the series?
Mhm.
Because I don't mean it in the system like you're not a real fan, but like this is what the series is about, dog.
Yeah.
Like it's always been this. So like you're allowed to like maybe not think it's as cool or whatever, sure. But ultimately, you don't like this because you don't like what the series is
Mhm.
actually about. You like things within the series. And
Yep.
that's okay, but I think like people do need to take the time to ask themselves sometimes, like, do I like this series? Do I like this thing, or do I just like part of like what's in
Mhm.
within the series? And I think that's something that a lot of people don't do when interacting with stuff. Because like when people don't like that My Hero is more centered on like those emotional moments that like dialogue and how like reaching these conclusions or changing the world around you and figuring out how to make it a
Mhm.
better place. You're allowed to not be interested in that. Like it's not a crime. The people police aren't gonna just show up out of nowhere and just kidnap
Mhm.
you. And, like it's not gonna be something like that. But that does mean that you're watching a series that is centered on those things for like just the action or for something
Yeah.
that isn't technically what it's about. And that, like I said, it's not a bad thing. You're not a bad person if you do that. It's just you have to realize that when you do that, you're setting yourself up to be disappointed
Mhm.
ultimately
I also
because
think that a
you're
lot of these people are either people who got into One Piece for the sake of saying they got into One Piece and they like watched the show or read the manga so fast that they missed out on a lot of stuff. Because I see a lot of people talk about, oh, now that like Luffy has this transformation, the stakes aren't going to be there. Like it's not going to be as serious. It's going to be
Yeah.
all funnies and jokes. That's not the case. That has never been the case in the manga or the anime. Like the Lucci fight got animated, and it's still as intense as the manga. And these are the same people who would argue to the wall that One Piece isn't political.
Yeah. And so here's the thing is that I think when people say that One Piece isn't political, what they really mean is that Oda does not reliably take serious enough of the political topics that he talks on, like with Luffy and the main characters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, somebody's having a fit.
No.
So like from that perspective, being like, I don't think it's that deep or whatever, because you're not getting that specific stuff. I'm like, I get it. Okay, I get that. That makes sense. Ultimately it's not, what you expect it to be. Okay, that's fair. But I also think that it's at least mildly disingenuous to be like, oh well, it should just like Luffy because like I do think like Luffy needs to take it, like having Luffy engage with it would, I think, settle that discourse like
Mm-hmm.
a lot more. Like it would just be like, yeah, no, he straight up said X, Y, or Z. This isn't negotiable now. So from that perspective, yeah, I think that we probably could do a little better. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but at the end of the day, like if you can tell that some of that stuff is prevalent, then maybe the author just isn't trying to be as direct, which especially with the environment that I would say like Oda would have grown up within, and with the environment that Oda in general would be, and even currently, I would say it's not like it's necessarily, oh, we're just like super friendly to uh this kind of discourse anyway, right? Like I don't think that's necessarily where Oda's at in life. Like that's not what's going on in Japan. They're not like, oh yeah, criticize this a whole bunch and like say things that are antithetical to. It's like the same thing with a lot of the social commentary points that work for My Hero. Like it's not, that's not what's being encouraged here. So like maybe slow down, relax. Accept that that's not all or exactly how that's going to be done, and that's okay. Like it's fine. People have to approach things differently to make sure they can
Mm-hmm.
tell the story they want to tell without, just losing everything that they care about and value.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just the way it is.
Did you've read like the recent chapter, right?
But One Piece, yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So you know of the big of not to spoil for people, but the big event that like
yeah,
they're leading to.
yeah. The big reveal. Uh, oh,
Do you are you putting stocks into the idea? I'm trying to dance around this. Um, that Roger
it is
knew,
true.
yeah,
Yes,
and that was the reason.
I think they do. I
Yeah.
think they do. I like um Laboon, the career choice for Rayleigh. There's a lot of things that suggest they do.
Hmm.
So, like, if Oda comes up and says they don't know, okay, cool. Also, one of the most important ones that somebody pointed out is Tequila Wolf. Uh, the existence of Tequila Wolf kind of indicates that they probably did know, or
Hmm.
people do know, because Tequila Wolf is massive. It's easy not to know how big it is, but when you see uh sorry, somebody looked like they were about to take their first step without holding anybody's hands, but
No.
it was a
Oh.
bait. Uh but when you see how massive Tequila Wolf is
Yeah.
and like how it just dwarfs Navy battleships, I'm not saying Tequila Wolf is as big as the Red Line, it's just but it is
Hmm.
massive. And even the existence of the Red Line and the suits and all that other stuff, yeah.
I mean, it also isn't a convenience that Roger wanted to, not wanted, but he set a great era of piracy.
Yeah, he got people sailing and all
Hmm
like for a reason. Yeah,
I think like, because like for a while, Egghead has like hooked me. Um, but now after the newest chapter, I want to go back and reread One Piece just to pick up on stuff.
Read.
Yeah.
Can you at least read it to me?
Oh my God.
man said, please just read it to me. I don't want to have to do all the reading myself.
Don't worry, we'll get you on One Piece or Netflix's One Piece when they drop that.
I'm very curious to see what like One Piece is going to look like when the Wit Studios version comes out.
Hmm
Like from the narrative structure, because like a lot of people are which I do like how Avis praised that in the chat. Get on your ship's dipwads, you're gonna need them. But we're gonna do it, Genie. Oh, she said the splits. But yeah, because the main thing that like ruins One Piece for a lot of people isn't just the 1,000 episodes; it's the fact that it's 1,000 episodes and many of them are not paced properly.
Yes.
I don't care what the biggest stands say; they are wrong. Some of those episodes have sinful levels of pacing. It is
hmm
egregious, it is disrespectful, and the only reason it's tolerated is because they just like the series that much. But no, like
hmm
some of that shit is unacceptable.
Yep.
I think you mentioned there was at least one episode that covered like maybe half a chapter.
There's multiple episodes that don't even cover a full chapter. Um, and there's even a 3 episode stretch that is just one chapter, and it's at the start of the Zoe arc in the anime. Like it's wild. Like the shit they like when I say like some of that shit is just illegal, like bro, illegal.
Wasn't the
Illegal.
Reverie arc, wasn't that horrific in the anime?
The Reverie arc had some issues in the anime from the standpoint of it did go from a uh like 5 chapter, maybe 8 chapter thing into like a actually I think it was like 5, 6 chapters and it got turned into a like 14 episode stretch. But a lot of the stuff they added I was okay with because it was like Sabo exploring Mary's
Hmm
Law, some other stuff. So it kind of gave like a little extra stuff. But they added a lot of recap episodes too.
Oh,
So, which I always say, put it on break. Don't give me a recap episode.
yeah.
Just go on break. Just go on break. Like, yes, One Piece is long, but it ain't that long.
It's also like it's also hot in Japan. Like people will wait. I like to believe.
They will. Like, hell, one of the things that Japan is mad about is that like they don't want to like get a VPN and go on the leak sites. They want us to stop posting spoilers and going
Yeah.
viral every fucking week
hmm
and spoiling the shit before they can even get it legally on their stores. And it's not like the fucking leak sites are as accessible in Japan as they are here.
Yeah.
So it's literally just us being dicks online. Like that's all there is to it.
Basically.
Yep.
But yeah, like that. So yeah, that's just my take. You know, people don't have to agree. Even little babies. All right. With my daughter wearing her shoes and practicing walking in some ways,
Oh.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this is where the stream is gonna end, but we can get some final
hmm
thoughts on the chapter and manga in general lately. Starting with Coyote.
Oh fuck.
On the
Oh
spot.
god. I was laying down.
Ha, ha,
I mean,
ha.
shoot, I think I've already said all my thoughts on it. This is just a setup chapter. A lot of this comes down to it. I don't know. It's just talking about what is gonna happen. Most of this is just gonna be fighting and just character moments, which is gonna be cool. But I'm just waiting for the next big chapter where it changes everyone's perspective. Like we had the whole Shigaraki decay thing. That was a chapter you could talk about for a long time because that was something major changing how the chapters and stuff were gonna go. Like the whole all this is gonna be right now is who's gonna jump all for one and who's next. And maybe some character moments, with interaction, but that's all I can really say about this chapter. As for my series thoughts, I don't know. I don't really hate any series I really read. I say it as a joke I hate something, but who cares, man? I'm just here to enjoy myself. And as long as people are enjoying it, hey man, I rocks with it. Thomas loves this series. Hey man, I fuck with this series then. That's all that matters to me. So with that said, yeah, man, I'm happy. I'm happy with how the series is going. I may not like some decisions, but I don't give a fuck. Someone out there enjoys it. That's
Your
it.
Fiona. It is your turn.
Wait, what?
I said it is your turn, Senor Shona.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, again, like this, it's really hard to uh really go into detail because again, it is set up. So, but I am looking forward to see what else. Like, I'm really excited to see what All for One or Shigaraki or Melvin. I guess he's back to Melvin, I guess. But what he ends up doing because I don't know. It just I like that it's everything convergent. Like it's like the whole with throughout the whole series, like every person that Deku has helped or or whatever it's had an impact and they've spread that. So now that everything's coming back around, it's just really exciting for me. So it was a great chapter in the fact that it made me want it's actively making me anticipate what's next. So I'm really excited for that. And yeah, that's about it.
All right. Thomas, take us home.
Um, so this chapter is great. I love it. A few things that I was kind of iffy on when the leaks came out. But I'll get to that towards the back end of what I'm going to say. The first part is the beginning of the chapter where we got to see Class 1A show up and we got to see Kirishima all the way down to Mineta. And I know people didn't like Mineta being the one who spurred on the We Are Here, but I think it's pretty cool. Mineta really had a 180 and became a very respectable hero. Um, I do want to see more from these, Class 1A because I like Class 1A. I really do, and I want to see them do some cool combo moves. That'd be dope. But of course, people are gonna find the We Are Here corny, but I like it. Like, not only are they there for Deku, not only are they there to be heroes, but it's their moment as well. It's their moment. This will be the last time we'll see them outside of like spin-offs and all that. And, being penned by Hori or like drawn by him. So I'm taking all this I can take, that I can get. So when I saw that Deku said that he only has embers, that broke my heart because I wanted Deku to end the series with a quirk. Whether or not he does end the series with a quirk, I don't know. And we're in this situation where we don't know what's going to happen next. For all we know, Deku could be quirkless. All we know, the embers could spawn a new quirk. Like, if the embers started a bonfire and the bonfire blew up, and now we have the fire at Sokoto Peak type,
Yeah.
But I am very excited to see what's next.
I like that spin, by the way. That spinning of the super negative event into something positive. I like that.
Yeah. I like positivity, so I like trying to find, the silver lining of moments.
You're
Because
the opposite of me. I hate that shit.
like this chapter isn't bad, like people want to make it out to be. Um, I do love Sero kind of pulling a nah, like what are you talking
Yeah.
about? Like, I'm a normal dude And my life wasn't defined by tragedy, and I still got stronger. And I think that's a great
Yeah.
lesson to be. I think tragedy does spur development, but not all the time.
Yeah, man,
And I
that's
think that's a
Shoto.
very, yeah, actually, exactly. That's exactly what Sero said. People said he was yapping. I love Sero's speech. If this was what Horikoshi was like hinting towards, I'll take it. I enjoyed it. And
Yeah, I'm
seeing
fine with that.
Shoto and Endeavor come together and their combo move, it was really cool. For a second, I thought there was ice around Endeavor's arm. For a second, like the how Hori drew it, but it was how he drew fire for that instance. So I was like, oh, did he enhance it with phosphor? No. Um, it was cool seeing them come together. Um, and now everyone it's their last job as I want to say as heroes, unless they pull a no more mutants type ending with my hero, but it's their
Yeah.
last big job against the big bad of Japan and almost the world. Um, I will say I absolutely love Deku having this t-shirt.
Yes,
It
sir.
is perfect. It like I think I said earlier in the stream, like the t-shirt and the Deku hero costume, those are two sides of Deku. And people want to argue Deku, the hero, and Izuku Midoriya are separate. No, they're not. They're the same person. And that costume design that Hori's opting for the final battle is chef's kiss. Like there's just something like when you see Deku run forward, it reminds you of the first chapter. You get to see that kid who ran in to save Bakugo, but instead, people are beside him. And I just love this entire chapter. I love that we get to see everyone cheering on Deku. They're all riled up. You get to see those lines going down, kind of like in the All Might versus All for One at Kamino. I just need to see the whole world also reacting, rather than just Japan, because we were robbed of that for All Might versus All for One. Although, like, it made sense, right? But I kind of wanted to see the world react because, like, All Might had an impact on America and the whole world. There's All Might fans everywhere, and obviously All Might haters. Like, you know, he was an influence. Um, I I feel sad that we're on a break, but obviously it's Golden Week. The authors can take their
Yep.
break, they can relax, and they can come back fresher. And hopefully, um, we get to see a bit more action. I loved seeing all the heroes kind of team up on all four. Even if it wasn't effective, there's still a lot more um of the heroes to jump in and to show off what they can do. And overall, great chapter. I love seeing Mo Aizawa, seeing him come like be by Deku's side. Great. Because I feel like a lot of people forget how important Eraserhead is to like the entire class and to Deku. Like that's another father figure for Deku. Um, but yeah, great chapter. Make sure to like the stream if you didn't. Drink some water,
Yeah.
eat some foods, have some sleep, depending on where you are. Maybe Kaiser is listening and it's late in Australia. But yeah, that's it. Oh, also Black Clover came back. Great two chapters.
Oh, it
I
did?
Yeah, it did. The officials are coming out in an hour, but I read the scans
Oh,
and
okay.
it was good. I didn't like focus on a certain character, but that's neither here or there. But great week for Jump. That's all I'll say.
All right, now get caught up on Undead Unluck, Thomas.
Oh, I
I'm gonna
will.
have to sit her on the
Absolutely.
bottom of
He
my wife's
won't.
feet because she's playing around. We'll make her
He
I'm gonna take her
won't.
so much she pees on herself because
Oh.
she being a troll. But I appreciate everybody that came through. Hold on, let me get the camera. I like to say my goodbyes with the camera, please. Also, because it never shows up via the stream, I want you
Mhm.
guys to know that Thomas updated his profile picture to be the last page of Deku.
Oh my God. It does. Like I don't know what like
Yeah, it doesn't show our profile pics.
Alva says, but it means something to me. Like this phenomenal. I saw on Twitter, probably my favorite page in the entirety of My Hero.
Yeah,
That
man,
was woke,
Deku looks
wasn't it?
great there.
Okay, look, mommy and daughter can't be playing on daddy's phone. This is getting ridiculous. All right. But appreciate everybody that came through. This chapter was largely set up. Glad we just got to yap about random stuff. If I do decide to try to squeeze video game streaming into my life, I will let you guys know. It was something that I had thought about doing like years ago. Then my wife re-downloaded OBS on my computer and was like trying to get it set up earlier today. So she's always trying to do random stuff like that. So
Damn,
we'll see.
we gotta get you on church Minecraft, bro.
If you want to play Minecraft with my wife. She's a big Minecraft.
Oh my god, that'd be so fire.
We
She's
gotta
a
get
Minehead.
church Minecraft.
Wait, does she
Church
play
of Minecraft?
Java or
She
Java,
has it
bro.
on her. She has it on her computer and on downloaded onto our Xbox. So
okay. Perfect.
so yeah. But baby, do you play Java Minecraft? I don't know what that means, but yeah, she said yes. She
Oh,
nodded her
perfect.
yes.
Yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, if you want to play Minecraft with my wife, let me know. She'll play Minecraft. Do I need to make a Minecraft channel in the church Discord so you guys can play Minecraft together?
I mean, shit.
Oh, she said you guys could join her Discord server too. So
Ooh, okay.
Hey, yeah, let's fucking go. Thomas, you're dying every second I see you. It's on site. Never forget.
That's insane. You said watch your back.
I'm a veteran.
All
Have a
right,
great
but yeah,
week, everyone.
we'll see you guys after Golden Week. Thank you guys for coming through. We appreciate you.